Hello, Jason Michael Fladlien here, co-founder of Rapid Crush, and on behalf of the other co-founder, Wilson Matos, who's also with me here today, and the whole family that is Rapid Crush Inc., we welcome you to this wonderful webinar, How to Profit from Amazon Once and for All. Did you know right now is the best time to profit on Amazon? Better than any time in history. And here's a big reason why. Because traditional retail is dying. And I know that sounds incredibly hypey, but let's just look at the facts here. In 2017 alone, big retailers, more of them in the first 3 months of 2017 have filed bankruptcy than in all of 2016. People like who? Like who exactly? Gordman's? Bankrupt. Payless Shoes? Bankrupt. Radio Shack? Bankrupt. Wet Seal? Bankrupt. And those are the companies that just said, I'm done, I'm throwing in the towel, I'm filing. Let's just talk about the closing of retail stores. JCPenney's closed 138 stores this year already or are planning to in the near future. American Apparel, 160 stores closing. GameStop, 180 stores, boom, done. Abercrombie & Fitch, 60 stores that are shutting down. Sears and Kmart, they're owned by the same company. A lot of people don't know that. 150 stores closing in 2017. Macy's has 65 stores. That's like 13% of the total Macy's stores that exist are closing in 2017. Staples has 70 stores that are closing in 2017. This is a very scary time if you're not on the internet and you're selling stuff. Meanwhile, Amazon is expanding. MWPVL International is the leading website on all things Amazon fulfillment. And if you go there, you can see exactly how many fulfillment centers are currently out there in the U.S. and worldwide and how many future facilities that they plan on having. And the global total is 371 active facilities right now for fulfillment worldwide. Future facilities, 49 this year alone. Amazon is projected to have 420 fulfillment centers worldwide by 2020. Amazon's expanding fulfillment while other people are closing stores. 44% of the U.S. already lives close enough to a fulfillment center for same-day delivery, and very near in the future, 1 hour or less delivery will be a real thing for 40% of people living in the United States. Where are my Prime members at? Who here is an Amazon Prime member? If so, type me into the chat box. Let me drop some science on you when it comes to Amazon.com Prime. Prime memberships have increased 33% since 2015. See, everybody's under this kind of misconception that Amazon is so big it can't grow. Amazon is just starting to begin to grow. More Amazon customers in the U.S. have a Prime membership than do not, household-wise. It's 56% of households with a Prime membership. The average Prime member spends $1,200 per year, but the only way to sell to these Prime members is to use Amazon service called Fulfillment by Amazon, or what we refer to, us cool kids, is FBA by short. So you say, Jason, that sounds pretty big. How big exactly is Amazon? Well, 3 out of 4 smartphones have an Amazon app installed on it, meaning they can shop on their phone, one-click purchase, buy items often in 30 seconds or less. At least 25% of the money spent on the internet flows through Amazon. 1 out of every $4 that's spent online goes to Amazon. What a juggernaut. Amazon is on pace to be the first trillion-dollar company in existence. It's a neck-and-neck race with them and Google. They are so big, other people's main businesses are Amazon's pet project side businesses. Have you ever heard of any of the following companies? HBO, ABC, Netflix. Now, this is the estimated original programming budget for 2017. HBO's got $2.5 billion. That's like new Westwoods and stuff like that, Westworlds, right? ABC, I don't even know who watches that stuff anymore, but they got $4 billion of original programming plan. Netflix is the big dog, $6 billion. Do you know what Amazon has? Amazon Studios has $4.5 billion. The only person that has more original programming in their budget for 2017 is Netflix. The only difference, though, is Netflix, that's what they do full-time, is serve up video. Amazon, little side project. But Amazon is quickly replacing the offline retail chain where you would go there to buy everything. Now that's online. Anything and everything comes from Amazon. And unlike Netflix, if you're a Prime member, Amazon Video Prime is free. It's just a perk. Plus, who could forget these two things here? Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 11:08 a.m.
The time is 11:08 a.m. according to when I'm doing this live here. I got an Alexa in almost every room in my house because it's so darn good, and it's just starting to get even better. 45% of customers have added a shopping list item via Echo, and 32% have bought already an item via Echo. That's where the future is heading. Let me tell you right now, trying to make money online without tapping into Amazon Prime members, without one-click purchasing, with Amazon still holds the patent on, without ultra mobile friendly, since 70% of shopping occurs online through a mobile device these days, and without trust, and who trusts Amazon, who has trust in Amazon? More people on the internet than anybody. If you're trying to make money online and you don't have this backing you, it is infinitely harder. It is preposterous to even conceive of a way to make money online if you're not using these benefits. You can swim upstream or you can swim downstream. Your choice. But Amazon is the downstream, and it just keeps getting bigger every single year, and I'm here to help you cash in on it. Now, it's not all rainbows and unicorns. There's some challenges we have to face along the way. Listen, anybody who told you it was easy to get rich was selling you something and lying to you, because it is an incredibly difficult endeavor to get rich, and that's why most people, when they reach the age of retirement, they cannot retire. Most people will find themselves financially destitute by the age of 65. There are obstacles that stand in the way of your path to financial freedom. Specifically, these are the obstacles that we see people encounter when they attempt to use the easiest, best, and most profitable resource online, which is Amazon FBA. The first one is money. So this is a very common obstacle. Raul, who started with us way back in 2013, I believe, or early 2014, money was a big deal for him. Money was a deal for him in lots of ways. He had 4 children. He had not only 4 children, he already had a full-time job as a nurse and was going back to school. And his full-time job as a nurse did okay, but it, kind of just paid the bills. So how could you make enough extra money, set it aside, and then use this to fuel a new enterprise, online or offline? It's a challenge. So there are 2 things that you have to understand. Making money, making excuses. Pick one, because you can't do both very well. You either do one well or you do the other one. So instead of using the excuse of money, and that's honestly all that it is, because if it took money to make money, I would still be broke. So Raul didn't use the excuse, I don't have enough money. Raul says, I'll figure out a way to get the money. Let me get in. He did. Completely changed his life. Time is a big one. So when Mario started with us here, he built a 6-figure income in 5 weeks from the time his product went live on Amazon. Now, I don't want to promise that you'll experience the same results. That is outside of the normal. That is not ordinary. That is extraordinary, right? However, it's possible. And it's not the only time that I've seen this happening. This isn't just winning the lottery here. It is feasible. It has the possibility of occurring, but here's what I find even more fascinating than the number. He says, didn't really do anything at first due to my high demanding full-time job. How would you like to not really do anything at first because you have a high demanding full-time job? Product goes live 5 weeks later, $100,000. That's what's possible on Amazon because of how gargantuanly big it is and how ripe with opportunity it is, okay? So time is either an excuse, I don't have enough time, or time is I will figure out a way with the time that I have, or I will make time to make this work. But that's a decision you have to make. It's possible, even with the least amount of time, to do this correctly. Ability. This one scares a lot of people. The challenge here is more self-esteem than anything. Can I do it? Do I have the capabilities of doing it? Do I have the talent? Do I have the skill? And that's a fair question because Pablo, he was doing Amazon already prior to us. There's a very popular sentiment out there that, oh, yeah, Amazon, you can do it and cut corners. You cannot. That's like taking out a life insurance policy but only insuring yourself 29 out of 30 days each month. That is dangerous, not worth doing, not worth recommending, right? So Pablo started doing these kind of inferior approaches to Amazon that other people out there teach and educate on, and he does okay. He gets up to 70, 80 units a day even in some days, right? But then he does it the right way. He does it through us, and now he's over 1,000 units per day. So ability does play a big part in this, but this is the difference between going to school to learn rocket science tree versus learning some simple things that at first there is a learning curve, but anybody I'm confident who has a desire to be wealthy can learn this, okay? Confusion. So a lot of people have misinformation related around Amazon as an opportunity. They say, well, Jason, I'm in India. I can't do this. Well, Basavaraj's company's in India, but they say, Jason, I'm in Libya right now. Well, Basavaraj was in Libya. They say, Jason, I don't know where to get my product. Well, he got his product in China and he's selling in the U.S. It's 4 different countries that are working together. Talk about a global, worldwide economy here. So there's a lot of confusion about what works, what doesn't work. What does Amazon look like here and now? What Amazon will look like in the future? I get it. A confused mind, it's hard to see the future. If you're confused, it creates cloudiness. We will dissipate that fog here today. The biggest one, though, is fear. Listen, you will screw things up along the way. You will get things wrong. You will make really dumb, boneheaded decisions that you will later reflect on and say, oh my God, how did I ever do something so stupid? And unlike other business opportunities that exist out there where you walk a tightrope, where one misstep and you die, Amazon's great because it's not a tightrope. You could screw up everything around the way and still do incredibly well, especially when you follow this process. And the process is simpler than you think. The process goes like this. You select products, you source them, you list them on Amazon, and you launch them. That's the only 4 things you need to do. Now, there's a lot of details in between those 4 things. Certain products do better than others. You can source it very inexpensively and very quickly, or you can source it very expensively and very slowly, right? You can list it on Amazon the way 99% of other people list their products on Amazon and get meh results, or you can do it the way that I figured out how to do it. And launching, this is your grand opening of your product or your brand. There's a way to do it with pomp and excitement, and there's a way to do it where nobody even knows you exist. That is the what. Who is the who? I am the who. My name is Jason Fladlien. I'll be your guide today, and I've been a lot of things in my life. I'm the father of 3 wonderful children there. Max here, he decides to kind of beat by his own drum. He's very like his father in this regard. By the way, all 4 of those yoga mats were bought off of Amazon. I'm a university dropout, so I'm not very well educated university-wise. I've learned all my stuff on the streets. When I dropped out, I moved back in with my father. We lived in this little 2-room apartment in Muscatine, Iowa, overlooking the Mississippi River, and this is where I started my first online business, way back in 2007. Along the way, I became fascinated with making money online, made my first money at the end of the year. It took me a while, but I started, not much, $4, but that's okay. You got to start somewhere, right? And flash forward just a few short years later, millionaire, cash millionaire. I could write a check for $1 million and it would cash. Shortly after that, because once things get going, they really get going, multi-millionaire. And I tell you this to let you know I've tried it all, and nothing beats using Amazon. If you want to come into the online world and make money, nothing beats Amazon with the select, source, list, and launch process. This process can be done anywhere in the world. You see, Amazon picks, packs, ships, and even does first-level customer support for all your orders. And if Prime members buy from you, they get Prime member perks, 2-day or less free shipping, amongst other things. Amazon pays you direct to your bank account every 14 days per brand that you sell online. I want you to get addicted to seeing these show up in your inbox. I want you to get addicted to when you click on one of these, you see something like the ones that we get here, 20,000 this time, 20,000 that time. That's $75,000 cash from one Amazon brand in one 30-day calendar period. The process begins with selecting the right product. Would you like to know what you need to do to find products that practically sell themselves on Amazon? If so, you have to understand how critically important this first step is. See, the more demand that your product has, the easier it is to sell in spite of yourself. I can't tell you how many times we get somebody started on Amazon, and after they reach their first success, they say, Jason, I'm not even sure how I did it. Well, I'll tell you how. A lot of this has to do with demand, and we're going to explore what demand looks like. Competition. The more demand, the less competition, the quicker you can make profit. Now listen to me, and listen very clearly and very closely. We've had people brand new who had no idea they were stepping into competitive markets, and their naivety was their best benefit, because they walked in not knowing they weren't supposed to compete in these markets and built million-dollar Amazon businesses. Had no clue that that was too competitive. I love that. Forget competition. The only competition you have is with yourself, and to be the best you that you can be. So the reality is, though, while competition is not really a threat, the less there is, initially, the quicker you can make profits. Now, let's be very clear with each other here. This is not a race. Whether it takes you 3 days or 3 years to become a millionaire, you're still a millionaire at the end of the day, right? So let's do things smart. Reward is great, but risk is more important to me. Minimize risk before we maximize reward. The less competition you have, the quicker you can profit. It's just a concept when it comes to product selection. Beyond that, though, it's just math. More demand, less supply. Does the numbers work? Do you make more than you spend? That's the name of the game. This is a great example of this. Picking a product with just the right amount of demand, with just the right amount of competition, making more than what you pay for the product per sell. It's amazing what you can do with very little of any other understanding than just that. And I'll share the story behind this picture in a little bit because it's very near and dear to my heart. Now, when it comes to product selection, what product should I sell on Amazon? That's the number one question everybody asks when they first say to me, Jason, I want to start making money with Amazon. What products can I sell, or what products should I sell? So before we get into specific, should you sell this type of product or that type of product, there is a category that is the most important to start selling. It's called private labeling. What is private labeling? Private labeling is somebody else, a manufacturer, creates the product in their laboratory or their facility. They create it specifically for the purpose of somebody like you calling them up and saying, listen, I want this product, put my logo on it, put my label on it, and congratulations, you have your own private label product, your own brand. So these vitamin D3s could all be made from the exact same manufacturer, but because each of them has their own brand, each of them will have their own unique listing on Amazon. Here's another example of private label. In this case, it's not a label. It's just what's printed on the product. But simply printing a different name on a product from a manufacturer who private labels allows you to have your own brand with its own listing that you can now sell on Amazon. Sometimes it's the wrap that goes around the product. It really doesn't matter. Sometimes it's the logo that you put on the product. All we need is a slight differentiation from a manufacturer to be put on our products, and congratulations, you have your own product line, your own label, your own business of products that you can sell on the internet. Now, I want you to say this out loud. Indulge me here, if you will, please. I want you to say, I have my own line of products that I sell on Amazon. Doesn't that feel good? I think one of the reasons people do so well with this Amazon opportunity is, unlike some of these other online business opportunities that exist out there, they can't tell their friends and family, I have a blank. Because they would look at them like, are you speaking the same language, dude? Or they would look at them like, that sounds like a scam. But when you say this, I have my own line of products that I sell on Amazon, you know what the most common response to that is? Oh yeah, what do you sell? Sometimes it's, oh, I might want one. What is it, right? This is what it is. So we private label products because that opens up an insane amount of additional leverage on how we can make money on Amazon. In addition, we got to make money. We got to live in the real world here. A great product that costs more to manufacture than you make when you sell it ain't going to work. So we need products that have enough profit in them. So every time we sell them, we put a good chunk of money in our pocket. So if we have a product that sells for 20 bucks and every time we sell one on Amazon, we put a $10 bill in our pocket, that's a 50% profit margin. So you say, Jason, what can I get, or what can I expect to get, or what should I look for when I'm sourcing these products so I can sell them on Amazon? Well, I'm just going to tell you some of the results that we get. So Pablo has about a 40% profit margin. And this is on a $500,000 per month kind of a deal. So if you say $500,000, Jason, how much does he get to take home? $200,000 per month, or at least in this month here particularly. Sean and Kelly, 45% profit margin. So that means in this particular instance, it's a little over $20,000 this month. This was their first month. First 30 days selling on Amazon, 50K, not bad. Zen Team, never done this online stuff before. This is the first training program he ever got started with. 50% profit margins. So typically we say 40 to 50%. I've seen people do more than 50% a lot of times. I see people do more than 50%. Sometimes it's a little less than 40%, but that's okay. So when you look for products, you want products that every time you sell it, if it sells for 20, you put about 10 bucks in your pocket. If it sells for 30 on Amazon, you put about 15 bucks in your pocket every single time that that product is sold. Now, the best products have the right amount of demand for you. Demand is relative. Write that down. My demand and your demand are different. Demand depends on what you want out of life today in the short term and what you're aiming to get out of life in the long term. So here's Raul as an example of what demand meant to him. He said, here's the thing. Everything you guys told me is true. This thing winds up. It took me maybe 5 weeks to make my first $1,000. It probably took me another 2 weeks to double that. Okay? And then he says, here I am hoping for the real 1,500. That was his goal. That was the goal he made with his wife, because he says, honey, this is the last money we have to our name to make this a go. He didn't say we don't have money. He says we're going to put the money we do have in it. All right? And he ends up with $7,000 in sales. So Raul picked a product that he thought, if this thing only sells 3 units a day, I will make my goal. What a great approach. Picking products based on how much money you want to make. How do you measure demand? So you can get an idea of, will this product sell 3 units a day, or 10 units a day, or 20 units a day, or 15 units a day, or 72 units a day? Here's how you do this. This is what makes Amazon unique. There's not a lot of guesswork here. A lot of other companies, they like to hide their data, or they like to trick you into believing something is what it isn't. Amazon's not like that. Amazon is very open and very transparent. It starts with top-level categories. Now, I recommend when you create a product or when you private label a product, to be more specific, and sell it on Amazon, sell it in one of these 16 categories, because we've created millionaires in each one of these categories. So I know that these are fantastic categories to sell. And in any one of these 16 categories, they rank each and every product from first to last and update it every single hour with something known as the bestseller rank. So I can tell you in the toys category in the last hour who sold the most and who sold the least. I can tell you who sold the first most, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, to whatever. And every single category updated hourly. So if I were to look at this listing of this product here, resistance band set, I can tell you in the category in sports and outdoors, when I looked at this listing last, they were the 54th bestseller within that hour on Amazon. So if you have an idea of what that means, then you know how many units this thing is selling. 54 in sports and outdoors on Amazon, you know what that is? That's a couple hundred units a day. Usually about 300 units a day these days. That's $1 million business off of one singular product. Okay? So this is how you would know. Products like this product have the ability to sell this much. Now here's what I recommend. I recommend, because again, your goals and my goals might be very different, that you pick your products based on the type of income stream you want to show up in your life. I like to make things very real and very specific, because fuzzy targets do not get hit. Repeat that with me. Let me say that again, because it's so important to your success. Fuzzy targets don't get hit. So let me give you a specific target to hit. Okay? What's your dream car? Well, I have my dream car. It's a Tesla. And my Tesla, I asked Will this the other day, my business partner. I said, hey, what do I pay on that for the lease? Because we lease it through the company, right? And he says, okay, you pay $1,486.50 per month for the Tesla. And I'm going to tell you, I've driven some of the nicest cars on the planet. This is my favorite car. Might not be your favorite car, but whatever yours is, let's say your payment every single month for this beautiful vehicle that you desire to have in your driveway or wherever you park is $1,486.50. What kind of products could easily meet that? Well, doing the briefest amount of research, and I'll tell you, a lot of success on Amazon these days is having access to software and intelligence that most people do not have access to. So here's a tool called Selix. It's a very expensive tool, but it's worth every penny. And this is just one small facet of this tool. I can plug in a series of numbers and say, give me results for products that can meet my goals. So here's a floor mat. Now here's what's interesting about this product. It sells for $10.99 on Amazon. It's not even a 4-star rated product, meaning it's rated below the average product on Amazon. The average product on Amazon is rated at 4.4 stars. Okay? It's only got 25 reviews, yet estimated based on this tool is about 15 sales per day. That's $159 a day in revenue. Let's assume a 40% profit margin. That's $1,908 per month for one single product. That's a Tesla payment with $500 left over. What about these? Silicone skins. I don't even know what they go to. Some sort of camera thing, because they're in the camera and photo category. They have 0 reviews, And they're already averaging 7 sales a day at a 40% profit margin. That's $1,872. People say, Jason, I need a lot of reviews, right? Not necessarily. When there's a lot of demand for a product and there's very few people selling it, on Amazon, people do not put a lot of thought into their purchases. And if you're unsure of that, let's just look at your Amazon purchase history. Let's look at those 2 a.m. drunk purchases that you might have made at some point in time in your life, right? Or let's look at the purchases you made as a gift. My mom's birthday is actually tomorrow, April 20th, if you're seeing and listening to this live, because today's the 19th, right? And I ordered her birthday present on Sunday, and it came on Tuesday. Sunday was Easter, last thing. And I didn't even look at it. Just click, oh, this looks cool. Bought it. Here it is. All right? That's a Tesla. One little product. Here's another product, the Hula Girl. Got a 10,000 best-selling rank in home and kitchen, meaning there's 10,041 products that sell better within the last hour that I did this research. Has 114 reviews and generates about $1,824 a month. There's your Tesla, right? Here's a leather sheath, 6,000 best-selling rank in sports and outdoors. $10 it sells for. 13 units a day on average, $1,536. Horse oil. I don't even know what horse oil is. 10,000 bestseller rank almost in beauty. Sells for about $16. Only has 13 reviews. $1,680. There you go. There's your dream vehicle. One little tiny Amazon product. And I like to think of each product as a stream of income. Now, Amazon doesn't say, well, you're new. I'm only going to allow you to sell one product for the first 5 years of your business. No. Amazon says, give me all the product you got. Because Amazon is the A to Z story. They want everything. They want everything. Right? You say, Jason, what about my dream home? This is a pretty nice home. It's about 15 minutes away from where I live, and this is Southern California prices, not Iowa prices where I grew up. You could buy a lot more home in Iowa for $1 million than you can in Southern California, but here's a nice house, 5 beds, 3 baths, about 4,000 square feet. The mortgage on this would be about $5,000 per month. Pretty nice house. Most people would just love to live in a house, in an environment, in a place like this, right? Here's some of the things you can sell to pay the mortgage month in and month out on your dream home. A mold test kit, 33 reviews. Let's just say 50% profit margin, because typically the higher the price, the better the profit margin. That's $5,000 net take home. This isn't gross. This is what you put in your pocket. This is the payment on the mortgage each month. Little freaking mold test kit that sells 7 units a day. How about some stainless steel cutlery? $5,000 a month. 8 sales a day is all that takes. A pusher shovel. 5 sales a day get you your dream home month in and month out. Circuit analyzers. 9 sales a day equals about, you're almost there. You'll have to reach into your pocket to take care of the rest, right? Xanthine. I don't even know what this is. 18 units a day. There's your $5,000 per month net profit income stream. If you can do it once, how many more times can you do it? As many times as you wish. Unlike other businesses that exist out there on the internet, this is very replicatable and duplicatable. Now here's the thing to remember. Everyone underestimates just how big Amazon is. So if you say, this new product, I want it to generate me this much money per month, so therefore I got to sell 6 units a day, or 3 units a day, or 8 units a day. They say 8 units a day, that sounds like a lot. And so they go out there and they say, well, I'm going to try to sell 8 units a day. And they go, oops, I accidentally sold 43 units a day like Eric did, which, by the way, still has a full-time job. Or like Aaron did. 32 days into his Amazon experience, he's already selling 54 units a day. Or like Stefano did, with 0 feedback, goes live, no plan, does 11 units a day right out of the gate. Or Helen, who in their first 30 days of a brand new product is already doing 16 units a day. Would you agree that there are thousands and thousands and thousands of products that are available for more than one seller to pull in incredible numbers on Amazon and profit from without doing very little things even close to perfect? And can this be done relatively quickly? Obviously it can. So when the process comes to selecting the product, here's what you want to do. You want to pick based on the demand that you desire to start having those income streams show up in your life. You want to utilize as much information, data, and intelligence as possible. And you want to make sure the profit margin is there. And we can help you a lot more with selecting the product. But before we get into the weeds and any more of that stuff, let's talk about where you're going to get the product from. You say, Jason, I might find these great products, but if I can't source them, if I can't private label them, what good does that do to me? And you're right. We have to be able to source them. Once we select them, we source them, then we list them, then we launch it. So let's talk about sourcing. What is sourcing exactly? Sourcing is connecting with manufacturers who specialize in creating products for the sole purpose of putting your label and branding on those products. And sometimes people ask me, Jason, if these manufacturers create the products, why don't they sell them on Amazon? For the same reason that Walmart doesn't create every single product that Walmart sells in their stores. Certain companies, they specialize in creating products, and other companies, they specialize in selling products. But there's very, 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 very few, almost no company in the world simultaneously specializes in creating and selling and marketing those products. Most people choose to do one or the other. So instead of creating a laboratory or a facility or a warehouse or some crazy process of developing product, right? We let somebody else figure that out and we sell it to the end customer. It's a win-win situation. When it comes to sourcing, these are the two common places that people get their product from when they start selling on Amazon. They get it from the US usually, or they get it from China. Now I've counted 27 different locations that my clients over the years have sourced from that are not the US and China. So the point of this is don't really matter where the product comes from as long as it makes sense from a demand, a supply, and a profitability perspective. Okay, but these are usually the places you're going to start looking, either in the US or in China. What to look for when you contact these manufacturers to see if the products that you feel are going to make you those income streams that you want in your life, if you feel like you can get a good product from them. Here's the first thing that I like to look at, low minimum order quantity, or what we call MOQ for short. Ideally, you want to put less than $1,500 into your initial order of inventory. Listen, I got lots of money from my success of being able to sell well on the internet, in anything, really. And I could go out there and I could launch a new product line for $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 without breaking a sweat. Honestly, if I wrote a $50,000 check to launch a new product line, I would not even remember it tomorrow because it would have such little impact on my finances in my life, right? Even still, me personally, I don't like to start product lines for more than $1,500. Why? It's reckless. It's not needed. It's dangerous. I'm all about getting rid of the risk first before we maximize the reward. Now, you can start with a lot less than $1,500. And I know there's some people listening right now that say, oh my God, $1,500 to start my own private label? That's a lot of money. No, it's not. I would strongly suggest you reconsider that statement if you believe that's true. Now, there's going to be a lot of people out there who will whisper into your ear and say, I got a technique where you can get started with $0. And you don't need to start with private label. Yeah, that's true, but that's dangerous. This is the sweet spot. Just a little bit of cash puts you way ahead of all those people who are too cheap to invest in themselves. But it also puts you in that sweet spot where you don't put too much in, so you can focus and be ready to do the things that are important. And the things that are important on Amazon, very few of them have anything to do with spending money to be successful. But you do need a nice baseline inventory on your new product to start with. So I say go less than $1,500. There's many products, there's 100 million products out there that you can sell, that you can source for less than $1,500 to get started, and that will put you at a massive advantage over anybody else who tries to get started without spending any money on inventory. Now, here's what's important. We can always make the circumstance fit the opportunity. If you say, Jason, I'm willing to give it my all, I'm willing to go as hard as I can, but I could only put $326 into the first line of inventory that I order, we can make that work because there's so many different products out there with so many different things surrounding them. Let me give you an example. So using Alibaba.com, which is one of the least effective ways to source products, but still pretty effective, I found a hula girl. Remember her? So here's a hula girl, 300 pieces between 50 cents. Yeah, I mean, like, even if we pay $2 a piece, that's $600 of initial inventory. Not bad, right? We can get started with no bark dog collars, 100 minimum order pieces. Most will pay is $1 per piece, $100 to get started. Here's a sheath. Remember those sheaths I showed you earlier? Here, we can get started in this business for $20 initial product order, right? Bath mats. Remember the mats I showed you, the floor mats? $1 to $2, 500 pieces to get started. Teeth whitening night strips. 1 box, $5 minimum order quantity. Here's another one. Portable shower for solar camping. 10 pieces, $7, $6, $9, right? You can get started. Product cost, really anywhere. We can always find products to meet the budget. Now, preferably, we find products that have the best opportunity first. And then we order no more than $1,500 when we're starting. However, if you got $212 to start, including the shipping of the product from China to Amazon.com, because that's how it works, we have our manufacturer directly ship it to Amazon. We don't have to touch the product at any point in the process. We can make it work. So in addition to looking at minimum order quantity, the second thing that I look for is lead time, which means how long from when you contact them does it take for the product to become live and being able to be purchased on Amazon. And again, we can make the circumstance work no matter what. So here's a shower head, 12 to 25 day delivery detail. So you could be on the phone, and when you seal the deal on the phone, on Skype, or email with this manufacturer, it doesn't matter however you want to do it, right? Within 3 weeks, you'll be live on Amazon taking money. Here's a mini keychain torch, 15-day deliveries. Here is a golf swing aid, 15 to 25 days delivery. Here's a Himalayan salt lamp, 5 to 7 day delivery. Here's glow-in-the-dark paint, 3-day delivery. 20-day delivery for this fancy wine decanter. Here is some lipstick or something or other here. I don't even know exactly what it is, except for the fact that 15 to 25 day delivery. And here is a cooler for 25 days, one of those insulated lunchbox cooler things, right? These are just things I found very briefly. You'll notice, in general, it takes about 15 days. So if it takes you 7 days from the time you contact, negotiate it with, and sign the purchase order, and then it takes them 15 days to deliver it to Amazon, you're looking at a brand new business 22 days in. Here's what's really cool about that. While it's going from China to the U.S., you can do some of these other methods I'm going to show you, so the moment that hits live on Amazon, it's like turning on a switch. Boom. All these things can hit at once. Now, by the way, if it needs to be done sooner, we can definitely find ways to do it sooner. I'm just giving you the general time frame here. And if somebody ain't got 3 weeks to wait to change their life, I'll never be able to help them. We have to exercise the right amount of patience. Not a whole lot of patience, but just enough to make this thing worthwhile. Here's what else to look for, profit potential. I know we've mentioned it before, but it just bears repeating. How much are you likely to put into your pocket every time a unit is sold on Amazon? So there's a lot of cost involved that a lot of people don't know. I'm not talking total cost. I'm talking a little tiny this fee there, that fee there, these fees there. It can get confusing if you don't streamline it and make it simple. So how much can you really project what you'd make every time you sell one of these things? So we've helped over 6,000 people become successful selling on Amazon. That's a lot, maybe the most that there is. And Wilson, with his fancy Excel spreadsheet, Google spreadsheet skills, he whipped this up for our members. And this is what's really cool about this thing. All you got to do to make this thing now work these days for us to understand profit is this. You plug in and say, I'm going to sell this thing for about 30 bucks, $29.95. And then based on the quote that you got from your manufacturer on a product, you will know unit costs, you will know packaging costs, you will know shipping costs, and any other miscellaneous fees. Okay? We've even got granular, and if this product is coming from China, we have included the customs merchandise processing fee and the import duties because we believe every single penny should be accounted for, right? Now, Amazon has their own calculator, so you plug the product into Amazon and they will spit it out and say, here's our referral fee, here's our pick and pack fee, here's our handling fee. So then you would plug that into here, and then it will spit out for you what your true profit per product is. Question to you, is this good? Is this good? If we're selling a $29.95 product every time we sell it on Amazon at $16.10 into your pocket, 53.75% profit margin, is that good? That's fantastic, right? Now here's what's even more important, because we do not cash profit margin in at the bank. We cash money. I want to know profit. So this is the other part of the calculator that Will whipped up for us here. I say if I sell it at 29 versus 24 versus 22 versus 20.95. If I sell it at 29, I'll probably sell less units than I sell it at 24. What's the sweet spot here? Well, the sweet spot is I would rather have a 45% profit margin but make $203.38 a day than have a 53.75% profit margin and make $193.19 per day. Wouldn't you? So this is kind of just an extra little cool thing that we do here to get a real good idea before we ever sell the product. This is what it needs to be. So as long as we can get it from the manufacturer, plug it into this calculator, we'll have a very good idea, probably a more accurate idea than anywhere else from anyone else on how much we can profit every time we sell a unit. Last thing to look for, quality. Everybody gets a little weird about this because let me be straight. You do not sell junk on Amazon and become successful. We have to sell quality product. We don't sell crap. We don't sell junk because that's stupid. You won't make money doing that, plain and simple, right? But quality is relative to price. We can't sell Rolex watches at Casio prices. Here's your goal, and this is very easy to accomplish. Your goal is to have a slightly better quality than the highest rated competitor products that sell for a similar price. This is how we make quality relative to price. We say we're going to sell it for this much. This is who else sells it for this much. These are who are highly rated on Amazon. So you buy 2 or 3 or 4 of their products. And then you get your samples for the products you want to source, and you compare them. It's a simple process. And there you go. There's your quality. Now, who do you go to source? You can go to Google, Alibaba, or you can use a procurement service. Google, you use searches like these: blank private label, blank supplier, blank wholesale. Go to Alibaba. It's a search engine that you plug in whatever, yoga mat, and it will spit out for you hundreds or sometimes thousands of different manufacturers who can private label it for you. I'm going to make a suggestion to you. If you've never done this before, use a procurement service, okay? Pay them money. They will be worth the fee, all right? Because while it's true you can cut your own hair, most of us go to the barber instead. And if we do that for a haircut, I suggest you do that when you're starting to reduce. This is one less thing you have to worry about. Now, I'm very selfishly suggesting you use our service, which we call the China Concierge Program. We have people in China who can go down to factories that you can't find on Alibaba. All you got to do is fill out a form, answer 10 or 15 questions, and we will go and do 90% of the legwork for you. And these companies, obviously, this company, it costs me a payroll to run it every single month. We charge people for the service, and they happily pay us for it because of what it saves them in time. But I don't care whether you use our service, whether you use the good old-fashioned Google search, or whether you use the good old-fashioned Alibaba search. Don't matter. Just do it so you can source the product and move on. Now, when you source product, you will need branding and design. You can have your supplier do it for you in some instances for free. Don't recommend it. You can go to Fiverr.com if you're on a budget. I also don't like it because the results are very, very, very unpredictable. You might have to hire 2 or 3 or 4, ultimately 5 or 6 or 7 people to get the result you want. You might end up spending the same amount of money to get your branding and design done as you would if you would have just did it right, but spent 3 or 4 times as long. But it is an option, and some people do very well with it. I personally recommend you go to Upwork.com. You hire a designer, and we've hired award-winning designers. We found people on there that have worked for famous publications that we could pay less than $250 to design a world-class package for us. But the point is, we've also had people start and do this for $5 and build an Amazon $1 million business. We can always make the circumstance fit the opportunity. I'm just giving you best practices. You can crowdsource the design, have 10 or 15 or 20 people compete, all give you final designs, and you can pick the one you like and give them the money. And that's another way to do branding and design. But here's the point. The point is, in this day and age, all this stuff, if you have the right process and the right tools and the right people backing you, can be streamlined like you wouldn't believe. So now we've found a great product to sell on Amazon. We've sourced the product. This is where we really start to win. Because selecting and sourcing the products, and we have little techniques and tricks and incremental things that we can do to give you an advantage over somebody else, but this is where we really distance ourselves from the rest of the field. This is where it can make or break your success between thousands, tens of thousands, or hundreds of $1,000s per month. The second half of the process, the list and the launch. Let's start with the list first. Question to you. How does Amazon determine which products show up for each and every search performed on Amazon? So if I wake up one day and say I want to buy some essential oils and I type in essential oils into my phone on my Amazon app, how does Amazon determine who's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on in the search results? Or if I wake up one day and say I want a new wallet and I go to Amazon.com on my computer and type in leather wallet, who's first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, and so on and so forth, right? How does Amazon determine who's in what position for each and every search performed from each and every customer on Amazon? Here's where it starts. It starts with keywords, meaning what are the keywords on your Amazon listing that tells Amazon, hey, consider me when a customer does the following searches. That's what we mean by keywords. So the search phrases are what customers are putting into Amazon to find the products that they want to buy. The keywords are the things we put on our Amazon listings of our products to try to show how we're relevant for those search phrases. Does that make sense? I want to make sure we're very clear on this, because almost all of our success initially, if we want to go from zero to a lot of money very quickly, it's going to start here with keywords. Now, in the past, I used to teach that there were 4 places where keywords really got effective. And then I drilled it down to 3. I said, listen, just focus on these 3 things. But today, I'm going to tell you, we've made it even easier, because we've really gotten better over the years. We've really refined the process. Now there's only 2 places I really care about when I'm launching a new Amazon product or doing a new Amazon product, just 2 places: product title and search terms. These 2 places will outweigh every other part of your listing by a dramatic sum. So if we just spend our time doing product titles and search terms right, I absolutely am certain you could pick any product to sell on Amazon and you'll do well. Let me say that again. You could be practically just blindly throwing darts at a wall with products on it. And if you get the product title and the search terms right, that product selection process will make you money. It could probably buy you a Tesla each month. The dart throwing approach, as long as your product title and your search terms are strong. Product title, okay? When you look at an Amazon listing, it looks like this usually, and this is what we mean by product title. This is a good product title. Take note. This is 27 unique keywords. Not only are they unique, they're very, very valuable, relevant keywords. Every single one of them is very, very important to the success of this product. Now, there was a company out there called Ripen, and they did the largest grand scale measurement of who ranks for what search terms on Amazon. They analyzed hundreds of millions of results. And you know what they found the common length of the title was on some of the best-selling products on Amazon? 70 characters. Okay, all of our titles push the 200-character limit. What does that mean when the average bestseller is having 70 characters in their title and you have 200 in yours? Here's what it means. Write this down. You will show up in places that they do not. That's what that means. Let me say it again. You will be in places that customers are looking that nobody else is. What do you think happens? You make money, period, okay? Now, unfortunately, there's a lot more than 27 keywords that I would like to use if I was selling a Bluetooth speaker. That's why we look at search terms next. So when you create your Amazon listings and make them go live on Amazon, they have this little kind of form that you fill out. Vital information's in the first tab, your offers in the second tab, your images are in the third, your description's in the fourth, and in the 5th section there's this thing called keywords. And they tell you search terms. They say put in the character or put in the words that you would like us to show you for when customers are looking. Now you have 1,000 character limit per field that you can put in there. Don't use them all. Do it like this. Put your first 1,000 characters in the first field of additional keywords. Put your next 1,000 characters in the second field and leave the third, fourth, and fifth blank. All right? While Amazon will allow you to put in 5,000 characters for whatever reason, they only accept 2,000 of those 5,000 characters. And if you put in all 5,000 characters, Amazon will randomly determine which of the 2,000 that they want to consider. I don't like that. That's why we do it this way. You say, Jason, what sense does that make? It don't make no sense. But here's what I know. This is how it works on Amazon. How do I know that? Because we play around on Amazon and dig deeper in Amazon trenches than anybody else. We live this. It's an obsession of ours. And so you either go out there and you blaze the trail, or you allow somebody like me to blaze the trail and you just follow behind while I break the ground, right? So we have 2,000 extra characters of keywords that we can use in this back office area. And here's the reality. That's a lot of words, right? It's a lot of words. It's a lot of money to be made. And keywords equal sales. The higher you rank for keyword searches that customers perform, and the more searches that you rank for, the more money you will make, period. You rank for more search results, you rank higher for more search results, you make more money. This is a simple business. There's not a lot to this. Here's also the reality. Even the savviest Amazon sellers overlook the most obvious keywords, either because they're lazy, they're uninformed, or they're uninformed and they're lazy. And we win. Every day on Amazon, I'm talking about some of the most sophisticated sellers you've seen on the planet, they screw this up. I see overemphasis on singular keyword phrases. Let me give you a great example. So this person yesterday, I looked at them. They sell really well. It's a Bluetooth speaker. They sell well for portable speaker. When you do a search on Amazon for the phrase portable speaker, they show up number 6 last time I checked. Yet I did the same search for Bluetooth speaker. This company didn't show up on the first 20 pages. How is it possible that they show up very high for portable speaker, but they show up nowhere for Bluetooth speaker? I know the answer to this. It's a very simple answer. But the reality is this person has not made it a priority to check, care, or consider how customers find them. So they should lose. And somebody like you who does care should win. Why? Because Amazon wants to make it as easy as possible for customers to find what they're looking for. The more you help them do that, the more they would gladly send people your way as opposed to somebody else's way. They deserve to lose. You deserve to win because you help Amazon with what they want. You help Amazon's customers with what they want. That's how you win. You win by helping those two other parties win, Amazon and the customer, right? Now, here's a very, very important question, and maybe I'm partly to blame for this because for years, we feasted off these big, obvious keywords at the expense of doing the very little extra effort it takes to cash in on all these other words, right? Would you rather have a product that makes 40 sales a day after one search phrase or a product that makes at least 1 sale a day after 40 different search phrases? One product with 40 sales a day, one product with 40 sales a day from one search result, or one product with 40 sales a day from 40 different search results? What would results like this be worth to you? If you were on the 4th position when somebody searches for speaker Bluetooth, if you were in the 3rd result when somebody searched for best portable speakers, if you were the 7th result when somebody searched for best wireless Bluetooth speakers, and on and on and on for each of these 40 phrases, all of which get many, many searches month in and month out from many, many, many different customers on Amazon. Here's how I like to say it. Don't ignore the $20 bills for the $100 bill, because there might be only 1 or 2 or 3 $100 bills, but there's hundreds of $20 bills out there, and those come in the form of different keyword phrases. Listen, I'm not oversimplifying it when I say just typing in a few lesser known keywords into your search terms can result in enough monthly sales to get one of these. Just compare. If you do a search for Bluetooth speakers, first of all, they force you into the electronics subcategory, and in that one subcategory alone, there's 110,000 plus results for the search phrase Bluetooth speaker. However, if somebody searches for square Bluetooth speaker as of yesterday, 683 total results. And this gets over 200 monthly searches month in and month out. Often gets more. Wireless portable speaker bar. There's only 667 people who show up. And most of them are not even Bluetooth speakers. And this gets at least 400 monthly customer searches. Bluetooth waterproof speakers loud. And here's the thing. Word order does not matter very much in Amazon. So whether it's loud Bluetooth speakers waterproof or loud waterproof Bluetooth speakers or Bluetooth waterproof speakers loud, you do it for one of these, you get all of them, right? Just 1,000 results, a little over that. Bluetooth shower speaker with bass, even more. Bluetooth speaker Spotify. People are literally searching for the phrase Spotify Bluetooth speaker and so on and so forth. And if you get one of these words, you pretty much get them all. How do I know this? Because I use tools, high premium, very expensive tools that will show me at a push of a button hundreds of examples like this for any product that I sell. I win. I don't care what the competition is doing because I simply will be in places they're not. Do you get it? Do you see how powerful Amazon is? Now, maybe in the old days, we neglected all this extra free money because like there was just so much money just on the obvious. But check this out. Since 2015, Amazon's U.S. online sales growth last year was more than everyone else's combined. In 2016, Amazon itself grew more than every other online thing combined. Every other single retail store's growth combined was less than Amazon. It's so big now that there's more than ever. So do not do this anymore. Do not neglect any of this anymore. And on the good side is if you want to start and just get some easy wins, there's more easy wins than ever. That's why when Mark says just trust the process, and he's on the tune of $73,000 per month, he's spot on. And Dean, I love Dean. Dean's local to me. Dean and I had sushi not too long ago. Dean says, Jason, I have to regret to tell you, I still only got one product. I'm like, ugh. He goes, I also got just one girl working for me part-time, still doing everything myself. Ugh. But he's even doing more than $80,000 per month. This is old hat. He's way above that now, right? Here's a question to you. Are you getting excited yet about this opportunity? Yeah? Well, we haven't even covered the best part. So far, we talked about selecting products, sourcing them, and listing them. Now it's time to launch these puppies, and this is where the real money is made. Here's the good news. There's not one way to do this. There's not two ways to do this. There's not three ways to do this. There are several different proven ways that you can show up for lots of different search results, lots of different places, extremely fast, and make money doing it. First way, keywords. I do not want you to forget how important they are. So here's Stefano. Says, I had my first organic sale the second day I went live with no reviews or feedback. Now I have 9 reviews and 17 seller feedbacks and consistent sales. What did he do? He just put keywords in there. Now, Stefano did this about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, right? I see more and more of this occur every day. This is not an anomaly. If you do your listing right, sales will come, period, just off of keywords alone. The number 2 way of doing it. This is my favorite way. This is the most powerful way. This is the easiest way to get quick, fast, big results. Deep discounts. So when customers tell me, Jason, I really want to know the big secret to being successful on Amazon, this is the question I always ask them. I say, if you could cut a check to Amazon to show up on page 1 for the best search terms, how big of a check would you write? In other words, would you spend $5,000 giving away products at deep discounts if that meant next month you were making $20,000 in sales on Amazon? And the month after that, you were making $20,000. And the month after that, you were making $20,000. Who here wouldn't trade $5,000 today for $20,000 next month? Everybody would do that if they're smart, right? And that's kind of what deep discounts represents. What we do is we jumpstart Amazon's artificial intelligence by showing them, hey, lots of people are buying this product. Does it matter what price point they buy it at? Nope. Has never mattered. We've been doing this now for 4 years. Has never mattered in the last 4 years. The next 4 years it won't matter either. Amazon just says people are buying this product. Let's put it in front of more people and see if they also buy it. And we established this the quickest way possible by getting people to buy it at crazy, insane discounts. All right? So here's an example. Helen says, this group and this training have been the most open and informative training I've ever been a part of. Thank you, Helen. This is our launch 30 days, 100 of which are promotional. That means super duper deep discounts, 90%, 95% or more. And then she says, I love this business. So would you give away 100 units at a deep discount if it meant 6,000 plus pounds and 482 units later of sales within the first 30 days? Now, by the way, this isn't just limited to Amazon.com. There's 12 Amazon marketplaces worldwide, and that number is growing as well. So you don't have to start on the .com. I recommend that you do. But Helen's doing this on the .co.uk. She's doing pretty good. And by the way, it don't just happen once. From that launch, she is now having a brand that does over $2,000 a day, 100 plus units a day, 2,000 pounds, I should say, a day, and growing. Jeremy, same thing. Just launched on Friday, mostly giveaways. That's what we mean by huge, deep discounts. He's using Ben Cummings' formula. I'll talk more about Ben here in a little bit. And this is what this looks like. He starts off, gives away a few units at a deep discount, and this thing gets out of control. 7 days later, he's at $5,000. 4 days later, he's at $10,000. 1 day later, he's at $17,000. Flash forward a month and a half, he's at $25,000 a month. 6 days after that, he's at $50,000 a month, and he's on the verge of running out of product because too many people want to buy it. That's a high-quality problem to have. Now, he said, Jason, I am absolutely religiously opposed to giving my product away at a deep discount. That's okay. Not the only way to be successful on Amazon. Amazon's like one of these safes, but instead of having one combination that opens the safe like most safes have, Amazon has hundreds of combinations to open the safe to profit. So Chris here, he starts with us, and he uses another Ben Cummings method. His $26,000 in real sales in 2 months. I like how he stresses real. No previous Amazon experience, full price sales. That's what he's saying. So in 2 months, he sells 1,121 units, $26,000, and Chris has since went on to launch an iconic brand at this point. This kid is just killing it. Number 3, Amazon sponsored ads. This is scary. Not only is Amazon fighting Netflix in the video space, they're fighting Google in the ad space. Google makes 92% of its revenue from sponsored advertising. Amazon is now crushing into that margin because Amazon sponsored ads are so much better than Google ads. Because unlike Google, Google needs to make a profit from their advertising. Amazon honestly does not care. Amazon does not care about making money with their sponsored ads. All they care about is giving the customer more ways to find the products that they want to find. Amazon will give you amazing deals on advertising if you know what you're doing that are just preposterously so cheap it's not even funny. And here's the best part. The more sales you make on sponsored ads, the more places you'll show up for free on Amazon. You say, well, wait, Jason, that doesn't make any sense. If Amazon could charge you per click, why would they give you free clicks? Because Amazon's not in the ad business. Amazon's in the customer satisfaction business. That's what they do the best. So they say, oh, cool, you've given us data. People want to buy the product. Don't care that you paid for the data. We're going to give you more people like those people for free to also buy your product. Let me prove it to you. Tejas, he starts with us. First sales, all I did was Amazon pay-per-click. He makes 5 sales in his first 7 days on Amazon pay-per-click. And then what happens? Boom, it goes to 2K. Then what happens with that? It goes to 5K. And then what happens after that? Gigantic leap to $35,000. 1,000 units in 30 days. He went from $149.95 to $35,000 plus in just 27 days, mostly on the back of jump-starting his Amazon career with Amazon sponsored ads. Okay? This right here is my favorite way of doing this. I call it matching. Now, most people, when they sell on Amazon, I would say 99.2% of people who sell on Amazon just feast off the wake of Amazon's internal visitors and buyers, because Amazon has more buyers than anybody on the planet, right? So most people who do this Amazon business, they say, yeah, whoever Amazon has, that's who I'll put my product in front of. If you want to, and you don't have to, but if you want to, you say, let me help Amazon out. Let me bring customers to Amazon and then have those customers buy my product. Every single time we brought people who do not shop on Amazon into the Amazon ecosystem, Amazon has rewarded us. And it's not a 1-to-1 reciprocation here. It's like a 1-to-5. For every one person we bring in, they give us 5 or 10 or 15. And this is why. Once you understand this next slide, you'll get it. You'll say, ah, this is a huge advantage you have, Jason. Here's why. The last stats that were available were from 2015. Amazon on online advertising spends $25 million more per month than the second biggest online advertiser, which is Walmart. Let me say that again. Let me say it a slightly different way. Amazon spends $300 million more at least per year in online advertising than anybody else on the internet. So anytime you can help them out, they will help you out. This is one of the reasons why Mario started and did really good. He said, only thing I'm doing is Amazon and Facebook ads. So by driving traffic, not just from Amazon, but through Facebook, with no discounts, no coupons, Amazon says, we like you, we're going to send more people to you because you give more people to us. You overachievers out there, combo it. like Nolan here. So he does some discounts, plus some Amazon ads, plus the secret funnel that we like to use, right? Starts off with 4,000 the first 30 days. Not that great, but not that bad, right? Flash forward a year later, he's got a 7-figure Amazon business. And here's the thing I don't want you to forget. You're going to get paid to get paid. Write that down. Get paid to get paid, because this is your brand. You've probably labeled it. So if you want to sell it, you can sell it. So this is one of these Amazon businesses. This is a partner of ours we do a lot of Amazon stuff with, and this is why I have his contract, which normally you would never see. This is a real-world contract from a sale that he made for $2 million cash at close. When he sold his Amazon, and he calls these Amazon FBA businesses, meaning he starts them on Amazon, he only sells on Amazon, he doesn't even create his own website. He does not allow anybody to buy his product outside of Amazon, all through Amazon sales alone. Not only did he make a lot of money, he was $2 million richer the day that he sold this business. And actually, I just talked to him a few weeks ago, like I think a month and a half ago, just sold another business for $1.2 million. He just makes businesses now to get paid, and then he gets paid. He basically doubles however much he makes in a year because he then sells the business in the next year. Here's a question for you. Isn't it time that you cash in on what can be only described as the single greatest opportunity in the digital age to create your own fortune? While the big guys of yesteryear are going bankrupt and the biggest are struggling, closing stores right and left, Amazon just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger every single year. And the U.S. alone, 46% of households have passports, 51% attend church, 54% believe in aliens, 55% voted in the last presidential election of 2016, and 56% of people in households have Amazon Prime memberships. This is how big this is. AI, artificial intelligence, and machine learning is the future, and Amazon controls that from a shopping experience. Pretty soon, people will be buying your products through voice. And all you got to do to make that happen is be on Amazon with us. With Amazon, you, from anywhere in the world, can start your own private label physical product business and be successful in record time. With Amazon, there are thousands of products that you can sell with little to no effort and make big bank. With Amazon, you can get these products up and started in record time, 30 days or less in some cases. And best of all, you've only seen a small portion of the people we've worked with who've achieved amazing success starting on Amazon, like Scott, Kim Marie, Stefano, Deepak, Jay, and Sean, like May, Gil, John, Sam, Michael Srivatsan, Gabe, Adrian, Nick, Sarah, Misrod, Michael, Matthew, Randy, Michael, Don, Sridhar, Steve, Arthur, Nolan, Philip, James, Michaela, Ishan, Regina at $150,000 a month, and superstars like Leah at almost $250,000, George at almost $250,000 per month, Mario's now over $250,000 per month, Pawan's over $250,000 per month, Pablo's at $500,000 per month. All these are people who started and used our resources, first generation from scratch, Amazon sellers. And now it's your turn. Because here's what I know about you. You're just as smart as these customers are. And you're just as capable as them. And damn it, you deserve it. However, there are concerns. Let's talk about these concerns in the brief time that we have left here today. Concern number one, should we share this with anyone at any price or keep it all to ourselves? Because it's hard for some people to believe it. This thing is so good, Jason. Why would you let the cat out of the bag? Why would you ever even allow people to have this thing? It's a valid concern. And here's what I know to be true, because in the past when we shared this, it's only made our lives better. I've discovered, and I live by the principle, the more I can help you, the more I will be taking care of myself. If I want good things to happen to me, I do good things in the world. And by the way, that's true on Amazon as well. We help Amazon get what they want, and they help us get what we want. Here's another concern. The approaches we have, the tools we use, the trade secrets we develop, the resources in the community that we have at our disposal that allowed these Amazon sellers to thrive is not available to everyone. It's only available to a select special few. Nor do I do this for fun or charity. This is a lot of work on my part, and I expect to get paid for the value that I bring to you. And as you can imagine, when you have something this powerful, it doesn't come without a significant investment. I make no qualms about that, because we can agree on one thing, and it's this. It's not what it costs you. It's what it can give you in exchange for your investment. Here's the reality as I know it. If I had a crystal ball that showed you your future 6 months from now and you were $50,000 richer than you are today, but the only way to get there was to invest 10 grand with me, you would invest 10 grand with me right here, right now, if you knew for certain that was the case. So it ain't about the money, especially when I can literally guarantee you profits when you say yes to what I have for you today that's only available for a limited time. If it ain't about the money, what is it then? It can be boiled down into a single word. You ready for it? It's called belief. Belief. You don't believe me. You say, Jason, this sounds too good to be true. You say these testimonials are made up, they're fake, they're doctored, they're misrepresented, they're manipulated. Is the belief in me, or is it something more? Is the belief in yourself? You don't believe in you. You say, well, they did it, but, and there's that stupid word, but, that excuse, right? Can you do it? Here's what I believe. I believe you can. And listen, I believe enough that I'm willing to put my own money on the line to prove it. Why? Because I want to help you experience truly for the first time freedom, financial independence, freedom. I'm going to ask you to do what I did in March of 2013 that forever changed my life and my purpose. See, in 2013, a system came out on the market called Amazing Selling Machine. Prior to that, Amazon was not on my radar. I had not one single desire to sell anything on Amazon or to sell physical products at all. Now, at the time when it hit, my business partner, Wilson, and myself, we had a mega successful 7-figure per year digital product business. But once we took a sober look at the situation, and this was back in 2013 when it was just a kernel of what it would become, we knew this thing was too good to say no to. It was so good we had to say yes to it. And we didn't just say yes. In addition to building our own extremely successful business selling on Amazon and launching successful brands ourselves, we created a community around the concepts first taught in Amazing Selling Machine, but we took them to the extreme, to a place nobody thought was possible. Now here's the deal. ASM has been off the market for over the last year and a half. And during that time, they went deep underground and built up for the last 18 months and perfected the foundational course of what it takes to do Amazon the right way. It's the best thing I've ever seen by a long mile to do Amazon the most successful way possible. In fact, when they went off the market, we didn't know what was going to happen. We created our own training, and some of you had invested in it. It was incredible. It's called Operation Physical Products. And that was our baby. This is our Amazon course. Now we're going to do everything. Not just provide you the secrets, the resources, the tools, the software, all the extra special stuff that makes us special, right? We're going to provide you everything. When we saw the new ASM, we said, whoa, they're so much better at that than we are. So you know what we did? We said, all right, let's get behind those guys. And when we do, let's bring every secret weapon we have at our disposal, because we have new weapons. So that way you can get the best course on doing Amazon with the best advantages from us for free to do it right, to get the best results you could ever hope to have possible. So let's get the investment out of the way first before we talk about all the special good things I have for you today. If you say yes in a limited time, what we have. Here's the investment. It's $997 today and 3 more installments spaced 30 days apart. And listen, I get it. This is not an insignificant investment. And yes, it might hurt when you reach in, grab that credit card, and put it into the order form. I get it. This is not to be taken lightly. This is your livelihood we're talking about here. This is the most important decision you'll have to make when it comes to your financial success. This is a tough one. This is not lost on me. This is a significant investment because this is the most significant opportunity you're going to come across. My advice is whatever you have to take to get the money in place to do this, do it. Because once you do, I can legally guarantee your profit. Now see, a good friend of mine, a guy named Roger, he dawdled when ASM came around. And then it was off the market for a long time, as it is wont to do. Finally, I just quit being nice. And I pushed on Roger. I pressured Roger. I pulled out the big guns. And a lot of you think I'm very persuasive on a webinar. Wait till I get you in a closed door one-to-one. I don't leave until I got your credit card. Roger said to me very clearly, Jason, I got savings. Should I dip into them? I said, absolutely, because your 401k ain't going to make you rich. Your savings account ain't going to make you rich. The stuff you have in the money market, that ain't going to make you rich. All right? So he dipped in. Thank God he did. Boom. $25,000 3 months in. And he says this, thank you, Rapid Crush and Jason Fladlien, for talking me into this. I should have listened to you earlier on ASM 1 instead of finally coming from ASM 3. So that's why I want you to sign up. Now let's quit screwing around and let's do the thing that we know needs to be done. And when you do, you're also going to get the single greatest advantage available to Amazon sellers that you could ever possibly hope for when you sign up through our special page. So here's what you need to do right now. You need to go to the link that's on your screen and sign up only through that page if you want to lock in and guarantee you're going to get the best resources you've ever seen for your success as an Amazon seller. The first bonus is this one, My Fastest Path to Profit. See, ASM is 8 modules released over 8 weeks, 1 module per week. I don't like to wait if I don't have to. We're going to get you there faster. We can get you there as fast as you wish to get there. In fact, you don't even have to necessarily log in because we've had people just use this resource and be successful. So this is our fastest path to profit. I'll give you a sneak peek. We have broken it down to steps, videos, calculators, PDFs, follow-alongs, step-by-steps, tools, everything you could possibly need. This is why people like Sean and Kelly, the sweetest couple you'll ever meet in your life, right? And they said this, Jason Fladlien is really Superman in our eyes. And they also said, thought this would help for the launch of ASM Masters for Rapid Crushers. You are the reason we had such outstanding results. I didn't ask them to send this to me. They wrote into our help desk and they let us know very clearly. And last I talked to Sean and Kelly, they freaking were living in a paradise island all to themselves. I don't even know if they work anymore, but their Amazon business works for them. And this is where it started. Fastest path. If you need to make money right away, I get it. We can make that happen. In addition to getting the most streamlined approach to getting results as fast as humanly possible, bonus number 2. I'm going to give you 2 months of group live coaching with an ASM Masters member named Ben Cummings. So Ben sat where you sat. He saw this many years ago. He signed up for it, and this is where the student became the teacher. Along the way, I got to know Ben. He's one of my dearest friends, and I consider him to be the greatest product launcher in the history of Amazon. This is why I pay him to do coaching for you. For example, Ben was the first guy that I know to get the #1 overall bestseller in all of beauty. He was the first guy that I knew that simultaneously launched 3 new products and put them all in the top 100, all at the same time, all brand new. Would you like to know how he does it? Now you can. Ben's going to take you through these sessions, these group live training sessions, and you can ask questions, and you can get answers. You're going to get step-by-step, immediate implementable information, such as exactly how he picks products. He has one of the simplest ways I've seen to pick products that are almost absolutely destined for immediate success. He's going to show you the 3 things you need to do to get your product ranked on Amazon step-by-step. Works in every category for pretty much every product. We talked about sponsored ads a little bit. Ben has this method called the stealth method, and it's so incredible with new products. It's not even funny. If we pretended Amazon only existed in the sponsored ads field and the only way we could get exposure was to pay for it, you could still get rich using this method. The daily profit squeeze. Ben's going to show you the exact method he uses to increase his daily Amazon profits by 21 to 50% per day across his product lines. How to launch a new Amazon product and make it a bestseller. This is what Ben is so good at, and the Amazon sales multiplier as well. Look at what Leah says here. She says, P.S., this is in bold, we love Ben Cummings' training over here, and just follow his basic strategies outlined in the 6-hour webinar series that is now available to you as well. You cannot buy this. You cannot get this anywhere else, but you can get it for free if and only if you go to the URL on your screen right now and sign up. All right? And Ben's going to throw in his top secret launch weapon as well as part of this deal. In addition to the fastest path to profits, the live coaching with Ben Cummings, bonus number 3, the China Concierge program. Listen, if you've never sourced products before from China when you're starting, don't figure it out yourself. Don't give yourself your haircut. Have a barber do it. This is our service. We will give you free access, plenty of free access, unlimited access to source your first product as you go through the ASM training. We'll help you find, we will help you communicate with suppliers, we will help you negotiate prices, we will help you place orders and more, evaluate quality, so on and so forth. You get access to the service for 8 weeks free of charge. People pay real money for this because I have real people who I pay real living wages to go out there and do this work. We've done this now for over 1,000 customers. We have perfected this process. The only way you can possibly perfect it by doing it over 1,000 times. It is so streamlined, it's not even funny. This is available for you, and it's only available for ASM Masters. Most of them pay for the privilege. You get it for 8 weeks for free. Plenty of time to get your first product live, if not more. All you got to do is fill out this form and then hit submit sourcing request, and we do 90% of the work for you. Fastest path to profits, live coaching with Ben Cummings, the China Concierge Service. Bonus number 4, I got you one of the coolest software suites that I know of that we use and that our customers swear by when it comes to doing their Amazon business. I want you to know something about me. If there's something out there that I believe can benefit you and I can get it for you for free, I try my hardest in order to do that. I hunt people down, stalking them practically until I get the deal that I want. And that's what we did here with Sellix. So with Sellix, you get full access to their profit dashboard to see exactly how much profit you make in real time as your product goes live on Amazon. The product research, which is one of my favorite tools. So if you saw all those examples earlier I was showing you about, here's my Tesla products and here's my home products, right? This is the tool that I use. You can use this an unlimited amount of times. It tracks your ranking for you with ranking optimization. You know what you rank for every keyword, and you know exactly where you rank and where you're trending. The pay-per-click manager, so you can optimize your Amazon sponsored ad products in real time without ever having to log into the Amazon dashboard. You just use this tool instead. Inventory control, so you never run out of stock again. Competition monitoring to see what they're doing and every move that they make. Review management. How many reviews are you getting? Are they good reviews? Can you automate that? So on and so forth. People pay serious money to get access to Sellix. I'm giving you 10 free credits, which is more than enough for your first product, to use this to its fullest capacity, and you also get the unlocked full unlimited research functionality, only available, exclusively available just to us at the link that you see on your screen. In addition to Sellix, in addition to the China Concierge Service, the live coaching with Ben, the fastest path to profits. Bonus number 5, keyword research is too important for me to allow you to do it yourself. It's too important. Instead, I'm going to provide for you a very obscure, very little known tool called Keyword Inspector. And all you have to do for this is you take a product that sells really well that is similar to the product you want to sell. You plug that product into Keyword Inspector. It takes all of 3 minutes at most. It will go out there and conduct automated keyword research on your behalf and return to you an Excel spreadsheet. In this particular case for Bluetooth speaker, I got 35,000 keywords, including misspellings, which, by the way, nobody else gets on Amazon. You get 20 full credits of Keyword Inspector to use, which is more than enough, way more than enough for your first product. You get this for free. So now I have automated keyword research for you, just like I've automated product sourcing for you, just like I've automated everything else for you. The fastest path to profits, the life coaching with Ben, the China Concierge Service, the Sellix software, the Keyword Inspector credits, the Amazon seminar. This is the last live seminar that we did. We paid over $100,000 to have it professionally recorded over 3 days. I brought in some of the sharpest, smartest minds on Amazon, and for 3 days, we shot the video of these presentations that show you the best of the best cutting-edge technique to even being more successful on Amazon and even taking it to another level. In addition to the Amazon Vegas live recordings, the Keyword Inspector credits, the Sellix software, the China Concierge Service, the live coaching, the fastest path to profits, bonus number 7, managed by stats. Let me tell you about this guy, Philip Jepson. You want to talk about when people say, Jason, this is expensive, and oh my God, Jason, I don't have the money, and Jason, this is too much for me, and Jason, you know, maybe I'll do it next time, right? You make money or you make excuses, but you don't do both. Philip was another guy who came to me and said, listen, this is a tough situation. He did not have the money on hand, but he did have his daughter's college fund. And I know that sounds ridiculous to ever suggest or ever to endorse or ever to consider dipping into that sacred of sacred accounts to finance something you bought from some dude on a webinar, right? But he made that decision. Let me tell you a very, very, very important story about Philip. Him and his wife, sweet couple, very sweet couple. I had dinner with them in Las Vegas a few months back. And they told me the full story because I didn't know the extent until then. And at the time that they signed up for ASM through us, which they're so happy that they did, they said our house was in foreclosure. And they said, you want to know what, Jason? We just paid the whole house off in full. They own it free and clear. So to go from foreclosure to complete ownership, to go from having to go into the daughter savings account to being able to buy the whole education for her. Started with an Amazon business. Not excuses. I will find a way or I will make one. Now here's what's great. Along the way, Philip also created an unbelievable tool. One of the best tools I've ever seen for Amazon sellers called Managed by Stats. It's so good, in fact, that ASM themselves negotiated for anybody who signs up for ASM on its own to get 6 months free because of how valuable this tool is to you. I can't even describe it to you, but when you get your hands on it, you'll see it for yourself. Now here's the deal. We're the only people on the planet that when you join from us, you don't get 6 months free. You get lifetime access for this tool. Why? Because I helped Philip the extra mile. I helped him in a way that nobody else helped him, that was profound to him and his life. And as such, I get status. And I cash in on that status. I use that status for your benefit by acquiring this for you. And I also got a seller mail tool for you too. You get full access to this for life. Full details, by the way, are at the URL that you see on your screen of what that means. This is an automation tool that will help you get more 5-star reviews than you can know what to do with and do so on autopilot. It helps your customers buy from you more, buy more often, spend more money with you, and tell your friends to buy as well. So basically, when somebody purchases from you, you can send automatic emails to those customers through Amazon's own system with Seller Mail. They have templates. You don't even have to write them. You pick the template, you change a couple words, you push a button, and it's taken care of. This is the type of automation, by the way, that one of our accounts here with Christiana is over $1 million. Largely because of this type of automation. So in addition to Managed by Stats and Seller Mail, you get the fastest path to profits, the live coaching with Ben Cummings, the China Concierge Service, the Select software, the Keyword Inspector credits, the Amazon Vegas live recordings. Bonus number 8, sponsored ads mastery. Amazon sponsored ads by themselves can make you a millionaire, even if you do nothing else. It was so important to us. A couple years ago, we had these two guys. They're local to us here in Santa Clarita in Southern California here, Chris Miyamoto and Steve Watanabe. And they signed up for ASM. And the thing about Chris and Steve is they were professional Google pay-per-click guys. They did this for a living. I mean, a big company living type of stuff, right? And we talked them into it. It took us years. We said, take that same genius that you know about pay-per-click with Google, and let's figure out a system so that way you can do it for Amazon. We allowed ourselves to be their guinea pig. We said, take our Amazon business, screw it up if you have to. Try anything you want to. Here's any amount of budget that you want to play with. Just figure it out. They did, and they came back to us with the most powerful, systemized approach I've ever seen to sponsored ads. It is incredible because there is no creativity in it. It's all streamlined down to ones and zeros. Push this button, twist this thing, click this thing, do this thing, ka-ching, right? In fact, we publish their course, and we market it, and we sell it to the public for $999.95. But because, again, we help these guys get started, they owe us. And I cashed in on that favor by getting you their full course for free. You get the sponsored ads mastery. These are the guys that do our pay-per-click. These are the guys that do all of our important accounts that we work with. They're Amazon sponsored ads. Now you can find and employ their exact methods in your business step by step. In addition to sponsored ads mastery, the fastest path to profits, the live coaching with Ben, the China Concierge Service, the Select software, the Keyword Inspector credits, the Amazon Live Vegas, the Managed by Stats and Seller Mail, When you sign up for that URL on your screen, I got a brand new sweet thing for you. This is called OneCode, the name of this app. It's a single-use coupon generator. See, when we started selling on Amazon, there was one massive problem that kind of got us from time to time. If you gave away a product at a deep discount and somebody got their hands on that coupon code, they could distribute it to anybody and everybody that they wanted to. So occasionally we'd be wiped out of inventory, and that would hurt. It's a casualty of doing business, right? It happens. So Amazon said, well, we got you covered. We'll create these new things called one-time use codes. But you'd have to hand out each code one at a time. There was no way that you could automatically tie into all of the systems, tools, and techniques we created without still singularly handing it out to each and every person, because once the coupon was used, it was used, and you had to go and get another one. Now we've automated the process. So what you do with the single-use coupon generator is you go in there, you dump in all your single-use coupons for your product, and it will automatically rotate. When one gets used, it can send out the next one. When that gets used, it can send out the next one. And if you're confused with what I mean by that, here's the beautiful thing. We take Ben's top secret tool that he uses to launch each new product that uses coupon codes. We connected these two bonuses together with OneCode. You take this OneCode template token, you put it in to this page, and it automatically gives you an advantage that many sellers would die to have. Don't even know it's possible. It's advantages like this that keep our customers winning at a higher rate than anybody ever exists on Amazon besides us, right? So you get the single-use coupon code generator, sponsored ads mastery, managed by stats, seller mail, Amazon Vegas live recordings, keyword inspector credits, the Select software, the China concierge service, the live coaching with Ben, the fastest path to profits, bonus number 10, review trender. This thing is freaking cool. It's another new thing that we got for you because, see, Amazon just keeps getting better and better for us. It's the gift that keeps on giving. The more Amazon grows, the more opportunities they have. The more new things that Amazon puts out there, the more ways that we create for you to profit. So when you're doing your product research, you might wonder, when did these other sellers start selling? How many reviews did they average per month? Was there a certain month they got more reviews than other? What types of reviews did they get? What do they look like? Are there commonalities there? In the past, you couldn't find out a lot of that information, or you tediously had to look for it like a needle in the haystack. Now you can do it with basically a click of the button. So this is a Chrome extension. It takes you about 30 seconds to install it, and once you do, look very closely. There's something different about this listing. It's right here. You turn this Chrome extension on, it says Analyze Review Trends, Show Annual Trend, Show All-Time Trend. You click on this button, boom, and you can see here's the trend of this product, right? So I know for a fact this product started selling in January of 2016, which is pretty interesting because this is a product that sells extremely well on Amazon, and it's barely over a year old. I can see when they started, they did not have a lot of reviews. So this product definitely can make you a lot of money with barely any or even no reviews potentially, right? I also can see when they got their most reviews. What does that mean? This is the hot season. You want to know when products are in hot season? Just look at the review graph. Oh, and here's my favorite thing of all. This. With a push of a button, I can download every single review that this product ever had. Oh my God. I can tell you keywords that you would never think of just because of what we downloaded here. I can tell you features about this product that customers love. I can tell you features about this product that customers hate, all because I clicked a button and just did a little scan. Boom. Simple as that, right? This is a tool, and we have training, and we'll have training on this, exactly the best way to use this once you sign up. You get the Review Trender app, you get the single-use coupon generator, the sponsored ads mastery, the managed by stats and seller mail, the Amazon Vegas live recordings, the keyword inspector credits, the Select software, the China concierge service, the live coaching with Ben, the fastest path to profits. Bonus number 11. I got one more piece of automation for you. Arguably the most profitable type of automation you could use in your business. This software is without a shadow of a doubt the strongest Amazon sponsored ads management platform on the planet. We had so many customers of ours go out there and pay big money to use pay-per-click Entourage that we contacted them and said, listen, all of our customers are buying this from you. We have this new thing coming out here soon with ASM. Is there any way we can get new customers free access to this? And I negotiated a deal. It's confidential. I can't tell you what I had to give up in order to get that deal, but I got you a deal. I got you a deal for pay-per-click Entourage. Power users pay premium prices, hundreds of dollars or more per month for this tool, but not you. For the first product that you get live on Amazon, guess what? You get full unlimited usage for pay-per-click Entourage with that product. Only, and this is exclusive to you. We have a deal with them that nobody else can match or anybody else could wish to match on the planet. Only available when you go to that URL that's on your page. Now you can immediately and quickly discover exact customer search terms that generate the most profit for you and for your product and for your business. You can discover your most profitable and popular individual words and add them to your backend listing with one click. So remember earlier I talked to you about how important search terms are? Not only does pay-per-click Entourage pull those out for you, with a push of a button, they automatically put them on your listing for you. I mean, these guys had to think about the laziest way possible their customers could use the system and still benefit, and they came up with it, right? You can optimize your Amazon pay-per-click in minutes, not hours. Know the exact keyword search terms and individual words that are performing the best. It's time for you to sign up. Once you sign up for Amazing Selling Machine, you're going to get all the bonuses you see on your screen, but there is a catch. This is available for a very limited time. ASM determines when it goes on sale, and it determines when it's gone, because they do not open up very long, and they stay closed for an extremely long period of time, and we will not sell any of this stuff outside of ASM. The only way to get our stuff for free is to sign up through the URL you see on your screen for Amazing Selling Machine right now. And I hope you see how serious we are about this and what it can do for you. So let's just go all the way in together. Listen, I'm so confident in your success based on our track record and based on our downright completely unfair resources that are only available to those that are smart enough to go to the link on the screen right now and sign up, that I can make you a guarantee, a legal guarantee of profits when you sign up right now. It's a new guarantee, and I call it the reward guarantee. For those of you who have children, or for those of you who were children at one point in time, maybe some of you still are children, by the way, if not, by age, by mentality, right? I have discovered, having children, that positive reinforcement seems to work a lot better than negative reinforcement. So what that means is I reward them for good things instead of punish them for bad things. And that's why we came up with the reward guarantee. I wanted to reward you for using these unbelievably amazing resources. I wanted to reward you for consuming and using the content available to you, because that's the one thing I knew that would most determine your success more than anything. If you don't remove the shrink wrap, you can't make money with the course, right? So I wanted to figure out a way to positively enforce success, because we discovered that's what makes people the most successful with ASM. So here's the reward guarantee. We are 100% confident that if you just use what's available to you in ASM and with our bonuses, you will be successful. It's one thing to say that, though. It's another thing completely to put our money where our mouth is. So let's just do that. It's simple. If in the first 90 days, I'm giving you a full 90 days here, if in the first 90 days of signing up and getting access to ASM, you don't make $10,000 in pure profit, 10 grand, free and clear, and you meet our simple criteria, not only will we buy back your ASM account for you at full price, whatever you paid for it, we will also, on top of that, give you $10,000 cash money from Rapid Crush direct to your bank account. All right? Where I'm sitting is all you got to do is do a little bit of the work, and you make at least $10,000 in the next 90 days. Does that change things for you? Knowing that as long as you take your responsibility, hold up your end of the deal, you're going to be 10,000 richer at least in the next 90 days. And you could keep your Amazon business if you want to. Don't matter to me, right? Here are the conditions. You watch each video in the first 8 modules and take action. Yes, I'm asking you to actually consume the thing you're going to invest in. That's not asking very much. That's asking very little, isn't it? Second, attend or watch the recording if you can't attend it live, the 8 weekly Q&A webinars from ASM. Because if you have any questions or anything that you need clarification with, if you don't use the resource, it can't help you. So I'm rewarding you for not letting small obstacles ever get in the way when you go out there and you build your business. 3, participate in our private Facebook group so we can help you succeed. We have a Facebook group. Every single success story you saw here, those screenshots, you might wonder where those screenshots have came from. They came from our Facebook group. Those are real people posting in that group, helping each other succeed. And nothing succeeds like success. I want you to use that group, and I want you to be active in that group, which only will benefit you. And this is how I'm encouraging that, right? So participate in our group and then document what you learned in your implementation steps. You can't manage what you don't measure. It's a fact. Fuzzy targets don't get hit. So I'm going to reward you for doing the thing that's going to lead to your success anyway. Document what you learned and your implementation steps. If you do that, and the full details of this guarantee are on the link that you can go to that's on your screen right now if you want to read every single word related to this, if you want to know everything about this guarantee. If you do all this and you do not make $10,000 in your first 90 days, I will pay you $10,000 and I'll buy the course back from you. So don't tell me I ain't got no money, Jason, because if you ain't got money, you got time. Because whatever you're doing right now with your time to make money, let's be honest with each other. It ain't working. So do this instead. And you will make money because you will put the time in, right? And for those of you who say, Jason, I got the money, I just ain't got the time. Should I do this? Of course you should do this. Because you don't get time and then do the thing. You do the thing to make more time than you could ever hope to have. All right? Amazon businesses make time for Sean and Kelly so they can live on Honduras Islands and not work and be waited on hand and foot, right? This is the thing that will make you time. And here's what's beautiful. However you devote your time to build your business, know that whatever time you devote, if everything goes wrong, you could be the unluckiest person in the world. You could screw everything up. But as long as your intention was pure and you move forward utilizing the resources we have available to you, you're 10,000 richer in 90 days. That's how confident I am in your success. Now, I can't do this anywhere else. This is the only thing I can do this for with absolute certainty, to put myself out there, to put my own liability on the line, to put my own cash up, because of the success rate that I know this can do for you, because of how absolutely powerful when you take Amazon, which is the biggest entity on the internet, and you take ASM, which is the best course created for it, and you take our bonuses, which are focused purely and specifically on making lots of money and making it quickly. This is how you win. Go to the URL on your screen and sign up right now. You get full access to the ASM course. You get all of our incredible bonuses. You're backed by the reward guarantee, and you get access to our incredible private exclusive Amazon community. See, when you sign up, you have 3 things in your corner that are backing you up and cheering you on as you move forward with success. You have the ASM community and their members area where you can watch all the videos on any and every single device. You have our ASM Masters members area where every single bonus you saw today, and a lot of bonuses that you didn't see today, because I got some goodies for you that I held back, only available once you sign up. Well, you see them, right? They're all here. As soon as you sign up for ASM, you automatically are going to get access to the ASM Masters members area. Full details on the URL to go to sign up, and you get the ASM Masters Facebook group, where that's where the testimonials came from. That's where we help each other be even more successful together. You get access to all this pretty much automated. Once you go to the URL on your screen, you get full details when you get each bonus, how you get each bonus, when you get access from when you sign up, the full guarantee, all the details, URL on your screen. Hit that thing now. Let's quit playing around and let's get real with what our future is going to look like financially. Let's make that decision that you know you need to make to have the success you want. And you say, Jason, I understand the investment is there. What else do I have to invest in? Here's what it takes to do right on Amazon. First of all, if you do Amazon with anything other than ASM and our resources, that's a giant waste of time. It is. You might pay a little less up front, but you will pay a lot more later on. If you're going to do Amazon, you need ASM. Don't let anybody who tells you otherwise either has a conflict of interest because they're trying to sell you an alternative thing, or they're stupid. I'm just being blunt with you here, right? So you invest in ASM. You can take care of that all at once if you wish to, or installments, doesn't matter to me, right? Initial inventory. I tell you, don't do more than 1,500. Most of our people settle on about 1,000. I've seen people get started with $0. They've taken the techniques that they learned in our resources and through the ASM course, and they partnered with somebody else, got somebody else to put the inventory up initially. And they did the marketing. If you want this bad enough, you can find a way to do it. If you don't want this bad enough, then you don't want to be wealthy bad enough. I'm just telling you, right? Just telling you. You can find a way or you can make an excuse. But if you make an excuse, you make excuses, you don't make money. Logo design, this is a one-time sunk investment. You can do it for nothing, by the way. Do it yourself. We have people do that. Yeah, that's about it. I'm just giving you the average kind of investments up front. Do you need a domain? Nope. Do you need your own web hosting? Nope. Do you need any other marketing tools? Nope. Everything you need is right there at that URL on your screen to get started. Here's what's important to understand. Those who deserve wealth find a way to make it happen even if there are challenges in the way. That's the key ingredient you need. We take care of the rest. Do you feel like you deserve to be wealthy? I'm going to tell you, this is my own belief as I know it on this earth. It is my belief that God created us with unlimited potential and ability inside of us. That is his gift to us. And our gift to God is to figure out how to unlock as much of that potential as humanly possible. So when I look at you and think about you, I see somebody who's in creation of God with unlimited potential. So of course you deserve to be wealthy. And if you truly believe that yourself, if you really do believe that, let's look deep inside your own soul and ask yourself, do I deserve it? Then the other step is, do you want to make a way? You want to find a way to make it happen? Okay? Do you have those two things? Are you willing to do it even if it's going to be hard? Are you willing to do that if there's challenges in the way? Would you be willing to do it then, right? If so, you have everything you need because I got the rest of it. I got the how. I got the what. I got the resources. I got the tools. I got the community. I got the track record. I got the leadership. I got everything else I could possibly do and my willpower to back you. But I'm asking you to do something for me, right? To A, accept that you deserve to be wealthy, and B, be willing to put the work in. And some of that work, most of that work's going to be right now. Figuring out how to put the funds in place and getting out of your own damn way and just moving forward. You say, Jason, I ain't got the time. It's not about how much time you have. It's what you do with the time you have, no matter how little time you may think you have. Because Seth didn't say, I don't have time. Seth says, I'm in 27 days after his product goes live. He says, I officially made more in profit today than my paycheck for my entire work week. You know how phenomenal of a feeling it is when your part-time Amazon business makes you more in a day than your full-time job makes you in a week. It ain't about the time. If it was about the time, you could not do that. It ain't about the time. Raul, I asked Raul in this interview that I did with him. I said, so full-time job. So you go and work full-time and then you come home. How much time do you spend on your Amazon business right now? Raul says, well, at the beginning, I spent a little bit more time because it took some learning. And it took some time watching the videos and making phone calls. So the first time, I put some time in. Having said that, probably in the last 4 weeks, which is when I've gotten a bulk of my sales, I probably spent, I'm going to say, 1 hour a week making a video and maybe doing a little bit more traffic 1 day a week. The rest of the time is just checking stats. Checking stats, by the way, is optional. Okay? An hour a week, 2 hours a week, 3 hours a week, 4 hours a week, right? We had a client, she started with us. 2 hours a week was all she committed. And it was slow. It took her 4 to 5 months before she started seeing results. Once she started seeing results, all of a sudden, magically, she could put 2 or 3 or 4 more hours in. And she built $1 million Amazon business on the back of that, starting with just 2 hours a week for the first 4 months she was in business, right? And it's funny because she's local to us. My wife is friends with her. And my wife and her, they have similar friends, right? And now all of her friends say, oh, my God, she works all the time, right? And I'm like, you guys don't get it. If you were making $1 million of sales in a year, Wouldn't you work a little hard for that, right? 40 to 50 hours a week? I don't call that working that hard, to be honest with you, because I know people who work 80 hours a week and barely survive in this world. It ain't about the time. Eric's got a full-time job. 10 hours a day he works. Got a little part-time thing, making him more in his full-time job, $25,000 a month. This doesn't take time. This makes time. If you keep doing what you've been doing, do you think magically you're going to have more time one day, and then on that day, someday, one day, you're going to actually do this? No. Quit lying to yourself. That's a lie. And if I'm pushing on you right now, it's because I care for you. Because I know there's nothing else I can put in front of you that has a tenth of the power that this has that I'm putting in front of you. Now, this is my life's work. This is the totality of everything I've worked in my professional career to be able to sum it all up and put it in front of you right now. But you got to do your end. You got to go to this URL. You got to sign up. Once you sign up, you get the reward guarantee backing you. You get 3 special locations backing you. You get all these resources, and you get the best course in the market with ASM backing you as well when you hit that URL on your screen. Now, this is very important for you to understand. We're not the only ones who offer ASM. There's many other affiliates, probably hundreds of them, who are going to tell you to go and sign up for them. And I get it, because each time somebody signs up, they get a commission. All right, I get a commission. But here's what's interesting. We've had people who've signed up for ASM rebuy ASM again just to get our resources. Some of them paid as much as $5,000 just to get our resources. Again, here's one example of the many I could show you. There's a guy named Andy. The only time I've ever been to London, I finally got to meet Andy in person. Great guy. He started with ASM 1. He encountered roadblocks, as you can do. Things can be solved, right? But he says, I joined more than a year ago through another person, not Jason and Will. On the net, I discovered Jason and Will, and so they were over-delivering with bonuses, real bonuses, not fluffy one. I bought the ASM course again, same course, through their link. To be honest, the latter was the reason I believe in Jason and Will, because they didn't want to share the valuable information from this group with me without being a real member, and that's a big thing. This means they are 100% loyal to their members. If somebody wants the info, okay, buy through our affiliate link. I'm 500% okay with this, right? We do not allow anybody anywhere else on the planet to get access to this moving forward unless you sign up with ASM. We are a bolt-on to ASM. We are not ASM. We make ASM better. Matt Clark, the creator of ASM himself, said that. And it's true, all right? The only way you will ever get what we have to offer is to go and sign up through that link right now. And everything we have is yours. Ours is yours once you get started at ASM with us. See, I'm scared. I have a great fear. I think it's important you know about it, because this could mean everything to you, making a good decision, a bad decision, or the best decision of your life. This is Charles. I call him Chaz. Good friend of mine, right? And every year he does a little bit better than last year. So he says, time to update your image, because I used to show an image when he did $400,000 a month. Last year he did $500,000 a month, right? This year I think he's going to do $600,000 a month. Now, the first time Chaz saw this opportunity, he passed on it. I begged him. I said, Chaz, you got to do this. It's suicidal almost for you not to do this. He saw it again 6 months later. He passed on it again. He finally, the third time, 12 months later, said yes, which is dangerous, absolutely dangerous. On one hand, you say, that's great, Jason. He did really well. On the other hand, how much better could he have done if he would have just done it right away? Because he, in his heart, when I asked him, I said, Chaz, you knew all along you should have signed up, right? Yes, he knew it. So if you know it, don't be untrue to yourself and fight yourself. Just do it. But here's the other thing that scares me. How many people were like Chaz but ended up never saying yes, meaning they saw and they passed, and we didn't get through to them? We didn't say the right combination of words or didn't show the value in the proper way, and we lost them. And I've seen Chaz change as a person, go from somebody struggling to somebody thriving. And that does more for you than a bank account ever will. Your bank account doesn't make you a good or bad person, the size of it, right? But it can definitely magnify who you are as a person. Money is a tool that allows you to be more and to become more, do more when you have more. Here's my fear. I'm happy for the Chazes, but how many did I miss? This is the last time I miss anybody again. It's now or never. It's time to go. My worry is you'll quit before you even get started. Here's Nigel. Boom, we just hit 170,000 in sales in August, our biggest month at. He says, once again, thank you to Wilson. This is my business partner. Thanks for talking me around on ASM3. Life-changing. He's at the very bottom. I seriously don't do this to gloat or boast in the group. I do it just to motivate others and to send huge respect to Jason and Will. Why does he send huge respect? Because Nigel, when he first started, encountered a few bumps. And he almost quit. He almost asked for his money back. In fact, he came and says, I want my money back. And Will says, well, hold on a second. Let's talk this through. Because we don't give up on you. Even if you give up on you after you sign up, that's the start. That's not the end. We don't even give up on you. Wilson checked out with them. He talked it through with them. He says, okay, we'll give it a second chance. We've figured out a way to make it risk-free for him no matter what. And then this happened. £1 million, $1.6 million in 9 months. So even when you start, let's not pretend that this ain't going to be a challenge. This is going to be a challenge financially to you, just to say yes to start. It's going to be a challenge because you learn this new skill, and I'm going to throw everything at you all at once, give you everything I can in my willpower to help you succeed. It's going to be tough. It's going to be the hardest, best thing you've ever done in your life because it's going to make all the difference. We are here for you. Deepak is this. 5 weeks after I launched, 10K ASM4, right? He says, big thanks to Wilson Matos, who knocked sense in me when I wanted to quit after a month. We don't let you quit. When you're in, right? It's funny because I sell you and Wilson keeps you sold. That's how we play here. I get you going, he keeps you going. We're lethal in that way as a tag team. But we're lethal towards your success. That's why we have more successes than anybody when it comes to this Amazon opportunity. Even if it's family. Even if it's family. This is perhaps one of my favorite screenshots when I do a presentation like this. Maybe my favorite screenshot, right? This account is not the biggest number that we have, not by far, right? It's not even really that impressive for, you know, what people want to make in a month, right? But this account is held by a very special woman. She was a woman. English was her second language. She came over from Brazil. She had 0 previous business experience. Here she was getting into the autumn of her years when she should be thinking about kicking back, but yet she was working harder than ever. Very strenuous, very physical labor job. She also has medical issues, so it's getting harder for her every single year, and she was making the kind of money most people make, which is barely enough to survive. And we pushed her, and we said, listen, and I didn't really do it. Will pushed her. He says, listen, you got to do this. She started doing this. 0 experience, didn't do a whole lot of everything that was available, but did enough, which is important. You don't have to do 100%. You can just do 10% and keep moving forward. And within her first 45 days, she's up to over 4,000, and now she's beyond that, right? Who is this woman? Well, she's like a mother to me, but she's actually Wilson Matos' actual, real biological mother. And when Will and I talk about it, he talks to me not about the money she's making, which is important. He talks to me about how much she feels a sense of purpose because she was the one who took the idea and turned it into a reality. She was the one who created the results and the success she had in her life, right? She was the one that made it happen. She is in control. She's not being in control. She is no longer a puppet on a string anymore. She is now controlling the strings. She is now the puppet master, right? And I joke that, you know, I'm now like her second son because she talked about all the training and the inspiration that she heard in my voice that I was like another son to her. So when she comes and visits, right, it's always great because now I have more than one mom. And it started because Amazon. Because if it's good enough for you, it's good enough for our own family. That's how much we believe in this. And we didn't sell her any other course. We didn't teach her any other method. We said, you really want this? You really want to change things? Do this. And she made it happen. We're here for you. Our support is always one click away on every single page you go to, including the link that's on your page right now. If you need anything for us, our average response time 24/7, 365 is less than an hour usually, right? If you have questions that you need to answer to make the yes decision you know you need to make to get started with us today on Amazon. You need to hit our support@rapidcrush.com, right? After you get in and get going, anytime you need anything, we're always a click away. Also, we have so many additional assets, perks, beneficial resources. We haven't even scratched the surface for yet. This thing didn't even show it to you as a bonus, but it's something that's available to you when you sign up today, where you can just plug it in, see the results, right? I got lots of other things just like this waiting for you. I have everything you need to be successful. You don't have to look without anymore. You can look within. Within is right here, okay? I got one more slide. Then we're going to take some questions, and we're going to wrap up here. If you want to succeed, you need a strong why. The why is the lever that moves the world. There's a saying, it says, give me a lever big enough and I'll move the whole world. And when I heard that saying, I took it to heart. I heard that saying when I was 13 years old, and I took it to heart. You said, you know what? I believe that. I'm going to find my lever so I can move the whole world. Give me a lever big enough, I can move the whole world. You know what that lever is? That lever is the why. Why are you willing to do this? Why are you willing to make this commitment? The significant commitment of time and money and effort and focus to change things in your life that need to be changed, right? Chuck's why, one of my favorite. Chuck built this. He started up, signed up with us, went through ASM, said, I had a million reasons not to do this. We all do. You know what? You could have 10 million reasons not to do it, but if you have one good reason to do it, that one good reason outweighs all 10 million of those bad reasons. Because we had a million reasons not to do this, but we made the decision to go ahead and do it anyway. He says, even with extensive travel over the last couple of years, we've built a retirement income that most people would give to have as a regular annual income. We're going to cut back on travel this year. This is funny. To concentrate on building a multi-million-dollar empire to pass on to our heirs. You know what I call that when we talk about whys? I call that a legacy why. Here's a statistic for you. Did you know most people who walk this earth, within 2 generations of their death, they will be forgotten. Their name will never be spoken of again. They will never be thought of again as a person. They will be pretty much wiped out of all of the history of existence within 2 generations. That is insane if you think about it, and it's depressing if you think about it. Or you can say, what can I do to be remembered way beyond my own time on this planet to create that legacy, to build something that when I die lives on? Wouldn't that change things for you? Not to do a little stupid Amazon business, not to sell products on a website, right? Yeah, that's a small why. A big why, to create legacy, to create empire, to pass on to the next generation. If you approach it that way, and then you provided with the best resources imaginable, how would that be in your life? What could that do for you when you take the best, that fire that is your why, and then we take our offer, which you can get at the link there, and that's the gasoline. And we take that fire, we ignite it in you, we get it burning, and then we take a big old dump truck full of gasoline and we pour it on. What would that do for you? Well, you know what it would do for you. It's right here on this screen right now for you to go, for you to sign up. All right? Now, I've been going for 2 hours and 6 minutes at this point straight, without a break, without a breath, full on intensity. I'm going to step back for a second. When I come back, I'm going to answer a few questions. In the meantime, I'm going to turn over to Will right now, and he's going to give you his perspective and weigh in on what's going on here and start answering a few questions for you while I catch my breath.
Thank you, Jason. Hello, everybody. I'm going to just start answering some questions that have been asked in the chat box. We've been answering them fast and furious as they've been coming in, but some are really good that I think everybody would benefit if we addressed. One of the questions that keeps coming up is, I live outside the U.S., will this work for me? Absolutely resounding yes. We have had customers from, I believe, last count, something like 80 different countries who have been doing this business successfully. It doesn't matter where you live. In fact, when we first private labeled our very own first product, We contacted the supplier, private labeled it, had the supplier ship this thing to Amazon, and we never saw the actual product. We just saw pictures of it. The very first product we ever saw of ours that was our own brand, and by the way, there's a case study that is part of the bonuses of how we did our first brand, how we found the supplier, how we sourced it, how we created a label design. The entire process is documented for you as a case study. But we had to actually buy the product ourselves on Amazon because we never had the supplier ship it to us. So it doesn't matter where you work, where you live, you can sell this. You can sell your products on Amazon.com. You can also sell your products outside of the U.S. and other Amazon marketplaces, which leads me to the next question that has been asked a couple of times. Can I sell this on Amazon in the UK and other countries? Another resounding yes. In fact, this is one of the huge improvements that has been made in this latest ASM course. Is in the course they talk about selling in different marketplaces. Now, Amazon.com, the US marketplace, is by far the largest. By far the largest, has the most customers, most traffic, most number of sales, biggest revenue numbers. But the other marketplaces are growing significantly. And the beauty about the other marketplaces is that they're much, much, much less competitive. They're easy to rank your product in some cases depending on the category and start making money right away. So you have an option. You can do one or both or as many as you wish. And in fact, the course does now talk about selling in other marketplaces, where the previous versions of the course only covered selling in the US. So again, it doesn't matter where you are, where you live, and where you want to sell. This is going to be covered in the course. Now, another question is, I'm not technical at all. Do you think I can be successful with this? Absolutely. That image that Jason showed of my mom and her screenshot, and love my mom. She's not technical at all. She's one of the least technical people I know. She, up until very recently, did not even know how to take a screenshot. And, you know, I made a little fun of her because I love her and I can make fun of her. And Jason has made a little fun of her, and all in good, you know, all meant and just for good fun, and she's okay with it, that she did not even know how to take a screenshot. She literally, to take screenshots, would put her cell phone to the computer screen and take a picture, and then she'd send me a picture, and that's how she sent me that screenshot. So not technical at all, and my mom is doing really well on Amazon. It's really changed her life. Really changed her life. So it doesn't matter how technical you are, because we teach you step by step, and there really isn't a whole lot of technology, and the little bit of technology that's involved, we teach you step by step inside ASM, inside our bonuses, so you won't have any issues. I don't have any experience selling anything online, but I want to. How do I get started? Jason, are you back? You want to take that question?
Yeah, sure. You know, at one point in time in our life, none of us had experience with walking or talking, right? I don't think anybody here was born knowing how to walk and talk and communicate. And if you were, you didn't know how to dance. And if you did, you didn't know how to drive, right? So many things in your life that are infinitely harder to do than what we teach here with selling on Amazon, you'll learn how to do largely through just because you wanted to do it, right? And so, yeah, your parents might have helped you a little bit learn how to walk and crawl, right? But for the most part, you just did it. You just kept moving forward with it, and it happened one day. And so the best thing about this is if you had no previous experience, you're actually, I envy you. I envy you tremendously, because when I started with my no experience, I had only opportunities that were 100th as good as this one. With this 100th, with this a small fragment of what this one has for you in terms of resources. And I made it work, right? Now that required an almost inhuman amount of effort, focus, and sacrifice to make it work. But I wanted it, so I made it work. So in this particular case, it's a lot lower barrier to entry. It's a lot less effort involved. It's a lot more reward. But if you have no experiences, yes, you will have to gain the experience like you did when you learned how to walk. But the good news here is this is easy experience to gain, because most of our people, they have no technical experience or no business experience. Usually it's all of it. They have nothing other than the desire. And then we take the gasoline, their desire is their fire, and our gasoline is this that you sign up for here, and we pour it on. Because Wilson's mom, not only did she not have technical capabilities, she never had any business abilities before. And she went out and she made a success out of it, because you don't need a college degree to sell on Amazon.
You certainly don't, and you're absolutely right, Jason, that she had no experience selling anything, not just online, but anything, period, which is pretty awesome, because now she's very, very excited about her business. Now, you talked about some of the health issues she's got while you're describing her success story, and I will tell you, the business and running this business has completely reinvigorated her. She's never been better, or she hasn't been better health-wise in years as she's been since she started this business. It's truly amazing what a new outlook on life this has given her, and I'm just so proud of her and so proud of what she's done. And this is why we push people really hard to sign up for this program, Jason, because it's not just my mom. It's other family members. It's best friends, countless friends that I've put through the program whose lives have been changed. People in our hometown, Jason, that you know and I know very well, whose lives have been completely changed. People like Raul and Chaz and many, many others that we've convinced to join this program, and now they're in a better place financially because of it. Jason, a whole bunch of other questions. I want to start getting through them because we've been here for a while, and I want to make sure everybody gets their questions answered. Do I need to set up a corporation or LLC to do this? And the answer is absolutely not. It is an option, and we actually discussed some of this in our bonuses, whether you should set this up or not. At some point in the future, as your business grows, it's probably a good idea. Your CPA would likely tell you to do it, and something you should consider, but it's not something you need to worry about on day one. Day one, you can sell on Amazon just as an individual. It is not a problem. Jason, I love this question. It always comes up, and the reason I love it is because if we address it properly, then you can achieve your goal, and you don't have to be scared that we're going to miss people like you talked about in the presentation. So there are two questions, and I'm sure you know what they are, so let me ask the first one. I really wish I could do this, but I don't have the money. So it's not a question, it's a statement. Can you address that one for us?
Okay, so I really wish I could do this, but I don't have the money. Do you know what a wish is? That's the first thing I would throw back on you. Anybody who here says I don't have the money, it is a wish to you. Your financial success is only a wish to you. And wishes are worthless when it comes to creating actual results. You can wish and you can hope, or you can plan. Wishing is not a plan, though. What is a plan? My question to you would be this. The first question I always say is, if you had the money, then would you do it? Let me ask everybody in the audience listening right now who thinks money is stopping them, because most of you are lying to yourselves. It's not the money that's the problem, right? So let me ask you this question. If you had the money, then would you do this? If you had the money, would you sign up right now? All right, and I'm not looking at the chat box, Will. I'm standing up pacing around my office, right? So you'll have to tell me, am I getting a lot of yeses?
Yes.
Yes, right? Did anybody say no?
I haven't seen the no yet.
Okay, good. All right, so now let me say this, okay? $9.97. I believe that's the first installment, give or take $1 or $2 each way, right? Look around your house. I guarantee you have stuff around your house that you could sell right now to come up with that money. I guarantee you if you looked at your bank account or your savings account or the extra limit you have on your credit card, you have that space on your credit card right now to make a go at this, right? If you don't have that, you have a friend who cares about you deeply, that if you went to and said, do you really care about me? If so, I need you to help me, right? And that friend would have a credit card or a bank account or something with that amount of money on it, right? Or you can do what Mattson did. You know, we have so many success stories these days. I think of these internet sellers, Will, I think of these webinar gurus and all these guys out there pitching products about making you rich day in and day out. If they're lucky, they have 3 testimonials, right? And they're usually their friends who already were successful business people that they said, hey, do this so I can use you as a testimonial, right? We have so many testimonials we didn't even share. This is one. This is a brothers, Matson and Morgan, who have a $2.5+ million Amazon business, right? Didn't even show you those guys on this webinar today because we have so many of those successes it almost becomes preposterous, right? Matson sat there and instead of saying, I wish I could do this, he says, what would it take for me to have the money to make this a go? You know what he did? I swear to God, those guys should send me Christmas cards every single year. Because not only did Matson figure out a way to make the money, he went to his dad and he says, Dad, listen, I want to give you a share in this new Amazon business I'm starting. If you put up the money for me, I will give you a percentage in the company. Not only did I make Matson rich, not only did I make his brother Morgan rich, I made his dad rich as a result, right? Philip didn't say, I wish I had the money, and then just go on his merry way, getting the same results and watching his house go into foreclosure and losing it and losing all the memories that are associated with it, right? Philip says, what do I need to do to come up with this? Now, let me say, I'm empathetic to the situation, all right? But here's the difference. I'm not saying here's a franchise that is going to cost $750,000. If you wanted to get into the Dunkin' Donuts business, you know what Dunkin' Donuts is, right? It's a chain that sells even worse coffee than Starbucks and donuts and stuff, right? It's a bastardized version of Starbucks. If you wanted to get into the Dunkin' Donuts business, it would cost you $750,000 for a franchise, and only then after you passed their approval process, because they just don't take anybody, right? If I was pitching you a Dunkin' Donuts franchise and I said it's $750,000, I would then believe if you said, Jason, I don't have the money, because you probably don't have $750,000 worth of stuff that you could liquidate, loan, take to the pawn shop, hawk it, trade it, do whatever you need to do to get $750,000, right? I don't think you could call a friend up and borrow the money from them. I don't think you could ask for a raise of your credit limit on your credit card of $750,000, right? I would be sympathetic to you in that situation and say, okay, I get it. This is only for a limited amount of people, all right? But I'm talking $997. And you say, Jason, what if I can't make the second payment? And you can't make it, okay? Nobody's going to hate you here for trying to better yourself. All you need to do, you know, I'm a big fan of Bob Proctor, study his material religiously, because it's been so important to me and my success. And Bob says, if you can see the steps you need to take to make your goal, you don't got a goal, okay? The reason your goal is powerful is because you don't know how you'll get there. So you're not going to know how you're going to get there exactly, right? But that goal is what's going to turn you on to make you get there. So goal number one is figure out how to get the money. Because I know each and every one of you, if you truly want to do this, okay? By the way, it's okay if you don't. Here's what I mean by that. If you're treating your financial success as a hobby, then yeah, there's no reason for you to go out of your way to figure out a way to get signed up. Because this is a hobby for you. This ain't real to you, right? Or if, like, you got a lot of money from an inheritance, which then, by the way, you would have the money to do this, so that's a dumb idea, but let's just humor me for a second here. What if you were already financially independent and you were like, yeah, maybe I'll do this as well, right? Yeah, then you necessarily wouldn't have to sign up for this because it wouldn't be a big deal for you whether you did or you didn't, right? But if you're saying, Jason, I stare at the ceiling at night because I'm concerned on how I'm going to be able to provide for myself and my family. You say, Jason, I'm scared of what the next 15 years of my life are going to look like because if I keep doing what I'm doing right now, I don't know how I'm even going to be able to live on my own in 15 years without getting a handout from somebody or without having to depend on somebody else, a drain on somebody else in order to get by, right? If you're saying, Jason, my future financially and personally is unclear and I'm in a dangerous position, right? Then it's not okay for you to sit this aside and do nothing with it. And it's going to hurt. I'm not pretending that this ain't going to be hard for you. I'm not pretending that this ain't going to be a challenge for you. You're going to have to dig in and get uncomfortable. You know what thing with Raul? Raul comes over to a house in Santa Clarita. So Will goes over there. We bring all these people in a house as a meetup, right? and we sell them a lesser version of what I'm offering you today for the exact same price, because we've gotten a lot better since the days when Raul first started with us. Raul keeps the credit card underneath the mat in his car because he says, I'm not going to buy no matter what when he walks in that door. And he had good motivation not to buy. Why? Because his wife told him under no circumstance was he allowed to ever buy another Make Money Online course again. Period. Raul and his wife, they have a special kind of love that very few couples obtain, right? Raul did it anyway. Whoops. And we helped him do it. Raul went back out, got the credit card, came in the house, and he signed up, right? But he went back to his wife, and he was honest with her. He goes, I did this. This is why this is different. Let's work together to figure out how to make sure that this isn't like every other opportunity I've ever signed up before. Because the chances are this ain't the first time you presented with an opportunity. And the chances are you've spent money in the past with opportunities to supposedly change your financial situation, and you ain't got nothing to show for it, right? I get that. This is different. Obviously, it's different. I don't even have to tell you it's different. You know it's different. You can feel it, how different this is, right? But Raul didn't say, boy, I really wish my circumstances were different and I had more money so then it wouldn't be an issue. It wouldn't be a strain on my wife in my relationship to make this work. But here's my theory. The harder it is for you to get started, the more likely you are to be successful. Write that down. The harder it is for you to get started, the more likely you are to be successful. Because that effort to get going is momentum that bleeds right into your Amazon business. If it was so easy for you, you didn't even think about it, and you pushed this button and you signed up, you'll probably be successful. It'll probably take you longer, and it probably won't be as big of a success as some of these other people. But when you're Mattson and you got to go to your dad, and now you're financially obligated to him, boom, multi-million-dollar business. When you're Raul and you're now obligated to your wife, boom, massive successful business, right? when you're Philip and you're obligated to your daughter because you took money that was supposed to go to her education, boom, you're now financially responsible for her success. And the more people that you bring in that you're responsible to for your success, the better you'll be. Now, responsibility is a no-no word. If you study people who teach you how to sell products, teach you how to sell information products on webinars, they never tell people about responsibility. People don't want to take on responsibility. They'll say, use the famous line, it's not your fault. I'm here to tell you that it is your fault, and you need to take on responsibility. If I care about you, this is what I'm going to tell you, right? It is your fault. However you got to wherever you got today, it is your fault how you got there because you're in control of your results, right? But the past is over. The future is now. So your success in the future is also going to be your fault. So let's do it on purpose now. Let's make success happen on purpose. And the more responsibility you put out there, the better you're going to be. Now, I get it. This is hard. This is a challenge. If it wasn't a challenge, it wouldn't be worth doing. The hard part, Will, you know this, the hard part ain't the business. The business is the easiest part you'll ever see. The business is the easiest damn thing that exists out there. The hard part is getting out of your own way, getting over yourself, getting your ego out of the way, sucking it up, doing the needful, making it happen, even if it resolves some creativity on your part to make it happen, taking responsibility. That's the hard part. The business, that's the easiest part. The business is flipping the light switch on. The hard part is walking across the room and getting the courage to flip that light switch. But I'm telling you, we're going to be with you. We're going to be responsible to you. It's all there for you with no downside and only upside. This is like tails, you don't lose. Heads, you win a lot. Go to the URL right now so we can start winning together.
Jason, that was a brilliant answer. So I'm going to toss the second part of this question, which is, you know, the other often used excuse. I don't have the time. I'm too busy right now with other things that I'm doing. Can I do this in the future? Address that one, buddy.
Yeah. You know, there's 150 ways that I can handle that because it's such a weak excuse. it's always hard to know which way to answer it because I could answer it the logical way. I mean, the thing about time, and this is what I love about time, is it's the only thing that is truly equal and distributed fairly to every single person on the planet. 24 hours in a day, 60 minutes in an hour, 60 minutes or 60 seconds in a minute, right? You can't argue with time. Money, yeah, we all got a different sum of money in the bank account, right? Abilities, I was born with different abilities than you. Genes, genetics, I was born with different genetics than you were, unless we're twins, right? But even then, two twins end up completely different depending on environment, surroundings, and a whole bunch of other factors, right? Everything else we have in this world is completely different except for one thing, and that's time. That is the only equalizer on this earth. We all have the same exact amount of time. You are where you are right now, not because of lack of time, period, okay? It's what you're doing with your time that's determining where you're at right now. So that's the logical explanation of every single one of us has the time if we make the time, because all of us can make the time because we all are drawing from the same amount of time in the first place. Well, here's what I found, Will. When I do that argument, when I tell you about that, it doesn't seem to land really well because it's too logical. It's too intellectual, right? It's not real enough for people. So let me put it another way. All right? Whatever you're doing right now with your time is clearly not serving you because it's not giving you the result you want. And how do I know that to be true? If you were totally fulfilled with your life, you would not be on this webinar right now. That's honestly. If you had everything you wanted out of life, you wouldn't need to be seeking to add new things to it, to learn new ways to make money, to increase the stress in your life in the short term, to increase the pleasure and the benefit in the long term. You are here today because you are looking for something. You are seeking something out. So that's what I know about you. So whatever you're currently using with your time right now to get it, you ain't doing it that well. So here's what I love to do. What are the 7 things, this is a great exercise, what are the 7 things you find yourself doing on a consistent basis that take up a majority of your time? I want you to write them down. And if you don't have the time to write them down right now, or if you can't think of them off the top of your head, just think about this exercise as if you had the 7 things. So let's say you came up with those 7 things and you numbered them. This is the thing I do the most. This thing I do the second most, third most, fourth most, fifth most, sixth most, seventh most. Okay? I want you to look at number 7, the last one on the list. Okay? I want you to take a big freaking black marker and I want you to X that thing out. X it out. You're no longer doing that 7th thing. And in its place, I want you to write ASM plus Rapid Crush. That's what you're doing in its place instead. I'm not telling you to work any harder than you're currently working. I'm not asking you to spend more time than you're already spending doing what you're spending. I'm literally just taking something you're already doing, and in that time, the least effective thing that you find yourself doing most often, we're replacing it. This is how you do ASM with Rapid Crush without spending an extra single second of additional time and still be successful. So don't tell me you ain't got no time, right? That's the solution for you there. But even then people say, well, I don't know, Jason, because if I do that and this doesn't work for me, then maybe I need to put more time in, right? Wrong answer. This is not a business that the more time you put in, the more money you make, okay? And now once I explain this to you, you'll understand it to be true. Mario didn't make $100,000 in 5 weeks because he worked 100 times harder than Raul, who made $25,000 in his first 5 weeks, right? Okay. Will's mom made $4,500 in her first 45 days. Okay. She did not work 1,000 times less than Mario, who made $100,000 in his first 5 weeks, right? They probably worked the same exact amount. This is a business that is completely devoid of personal time that you put in based on result you get. This isn't about hard work. This is about smart work. All right? Smart work. And guess where you do the smartest work? You're looking at them. Bonus number 1, bonus number 2, bonus number 3, bonus number 4, bonus number 5, bonus number 6, bonus number 7, bonus number 8, bonus number 9, bonus number 10, bonus number 11. This is not a thing that requires a lot of time to be successful. If it did, we wouldn't send it over to Will's mom. If this thing required a whole bunch of time to be successful, we wouldn't have told Raul that it was okay to buy this thing and then go and reconcile it with his wife, right? If this was a thing that took an incredible amounts of effort, we wouldn't have went to Philip and his wife and say, listen, I know you're in a situation where your house is in foreclosure and you'd have to dip into your daughter's fund. If this thing required so much work to make it successful, we would not tell this to those kind of people in that kind of way. We would not sell this nearly as hard. This works because it makes time. It does not take time. It makes time. It does not take time. Because if you feel like you don't have much time in your life right now, what are you going to do to change that? And when I ask that question to people who tell me they don't have enough time, they give me a blank stare because they haven't thought farther than the tip of their nose on their face. They say, I don't know. I say, so you don't have any plan to create more time in your life then? Is that accurate? Yeah, that is accurate, right? This is the plan to create more time in your life. So those of you who have the least amount of time, you're going to benefit the most because this will free up more time for you than anything you're currently doing because this is a truly scalable business. You know what business aren't truly scalable? I'm doing one right now. My personality of going out there and bringing this to your attention. Me being on a webinar in front of you. Me using my skill set to develop this presentation. That is manual labor that I have to do and I have to continue to do. And it revolves around me personally. That isn't Amazon. Amazon does not take charisma to make it successful. Amazon does not take a strong-willed personality who's spent an extra 10,000 hours perfecting a craft that it connects from one person to another person, right? Amazon's all about you wake up one day and say, wow, I need a new speed jump rope. And you buy it. Okay? Or you wake up one day and you say, wow, I need a new measuring tape. And you buy it, right? And any one of you can sell those speed ropes. And any one of you can sell those measuring tapes. Or any of these other millions of products that exist out there. And it's a turnkey system. It scales. And it can continue to scale. We have people. Here's another one. I didn't use them. Mark and Regis. So Regis starts with us last year and in one single year builds $1 million business in 9 months and then sells it for nearly $1 million, right? That's insane. A business from scratch in less than a year that should not even be possible in this world. But it is, right? Now here's the cool thing. I get to meet him and his business partner. Their whole business is run by other people. They don't even do much in their business. It's so turnkey that they have other people doing all the work in their business for them, right? Now, I recommend you do what they did. You start out yourself, you learn the ropes, the ins and outs, and then very easily you can replace all the time you put in there with other people. And you can't do that in really any other business online. Every other business online seems to be a job in disguise. This is the exception to that. This will make you more time. If you ain't got no money, this will make you the money. If you ain't got no time, this will make you the time, right? You need to sign up right now.
Yeah, Jason, I'd like to add a couple of more things on the time thing because, you know, near and dear to my heart, I've talked to so many customers who either weren't going to sign up at first because they're worried about time, or people that signed up and later wanted to just kind of give up the business because they didn't think they had time. One of them was Nigel. Nigel, who you showed the picture earlier, you know, who had signed up, I don't remember, I think it was ASM 3 or ASM 4, and he wanted to quit after about 3 weeks because he started getting really busy in his SEO business, and he was doing fairly well in his SEO business. So I called him and I talked to Nigel and I said, so you know, you want to get out of the program, why do you want to do that? And he explained to me, I'm really busy on my SEO business. Like, oh, do you like doing your SEO business? He says, I hate it. I hate dealing with clients. And I said, Nigel, so why are you so focused on your SEO business? He said, because it pays the bills. I said to him, okay, that makes sense, right? But wouldn't you like to 6 months from now not have to worry about your SEO business anymore? What if you were able to, in a matter of 6 months, not 6 weeks, but 6 months, build a business that could start getting you out of or completely get you out of the SEO business? He says, man, that would be wonderful. So I explained to him that I've had several other people that I've worked with who didn't have a lot of time, legitimately did not have a lot of time. People like Raul, for example, right? Raul, full-time student, father of 4, a great father, by the way, very involved in his kids' lives, full-time nurse. I mean, volunteered in church. I mean, he did everything. He didn't have time. So for people that legitimately don't have time, I've worked out a system for them, Jason, where they literally can put in 2 hours a week. 2 hours per week. I'm not talking a day. I'm talking 2 hours a week, and do this system and build this business. You know, Christiana, when she built her business, Jason, that's all she had, because she was a stay-at-home mom taking care of a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old full-time, not enough time, so she built it on 2 hours a week. Now, if you only have 2 hours a week, it's going to take you 3 to 4 months to get your first product up on Amazon. I'm not going to kid you. But in 3 to 4 months, you have a product on Amazon. It's more than what you're going to have if you don't put in these 2 hours and do this program. And now these people, like Nigel showed a screenshot of £1 million. He's way past that. I think there's another screenshot he posted in the group, 1.7 million pounds or something like that. I mean, you can build this business on very little time. Of course, if you only have 2 hours a week, then it's going to take, 3 to 4 months. But in 3 to 4 months from now, you will have a business that is up and running that's going to start making you money. You know, when we think about, if I tell you, hey, it's going to take you 3 to 4 months to start making money, it's like, wow, that's such a long time. I don't want to wait that long. But 2 years from now, you look back and you have a very successful business that's generating you income, and it's an asset that you can sell. And you look back and you say, wow, it took me 3 to 4 months to build it. It's going to seem like nothing at all. The problem is that if you wait to start, if you say to yourself, well, I'll do it next time, or I'll do it in a few months from now, or, I'll start in the future, when you get to that point in the future, you could already be there. And at that time, you're going to have to invest more time, and it's more months past that. So it doesn't make any sense to wait. It does not matter how much time you have available. You can do this program, because 2 hours a week, that is like 20 minutes a day. You get up 15 minutes earlier, or you go to bed 15 minutes later, and that's all it takes. You do that 6 days a week, that's an hour and a half to 2 hours right there. 15 minutes, 20 minutes a day. The video trainings are very, very short. And you watch a video and you do a little bit of work, and you move on to the next video the next day or the next week or whatever it takes. This is not a race. You're not here to take advantage of a quick money-making biz op that, it's going to be fast cash. It's not that. You're here to build a business, and this is what I appreciate. I've been doing business online since 1994. That's when I started my first business, which was a small web hosting company. I've pretty much tried every business online you could imagine, and I have never, ever in my entire life seen anything that even comes close to the opportunity that is in front of you right now, which is why in all of these years that I have been doing business online, I have never, until this opportunity came up, I had never talked to any friends or family about what I did, nor did I try and convince them to build a business online themselves. But when this opportunity came up, when we experienced the power of what it is to be able to private label a product and sell it on Amazon and build a brand that is valuable, that is an asset, that has value, generating assets from thin air. Because the money that we make from our sales is great, the profit is great on a month-in, month-out basis, but the fact that we also have an asset that has a value that we can either leave to our children or sell is incredible. So when I saw this and experienced it firsthand, I just couldn't keep it from the people that I love, the people that I care about. I absolutely pushed them and pushed them hard. In some cases, Jason, you know this, in some cases, I lent people money, people that I cared about. I lent them money so they were able to do it because they couldn't afford it. And they committed to me that they were going to do it, and it's changed their lives. So it doesn't matter how long it takes you, whether it takes you, 3 weeks because you can spend 5 hours a day, or whether it takes you 3 months because you can only spend 2 to 3 hours a week. You just have to do this. If you are looking to change your financial future, if you're looking to build a real scalable, sustainable business, this is what's going to do it for you. I know of nothing else, Jason. I've been doing business online for 23 years. I've never seen anything like this. So somebody's asking, hey, I'd like to do this business with my son. This is another wonderful, wonderful thing about this business model. We have so many father-son, mother-son, mother-son, husband, grandmother, granddaughter. This is an amazing, amazing business to involve your family members in and kids. We have so many parents in our groups that are involving kids in their business and getting kids to understand what private labeling is about and how to sell it on Amazon and how to source products and how to find product opportunities. There is no better education that you can give to your kids than this teaching them this business model and having them do it with you. It is a wonderful business opportunity to pursue with your family members. Absolutely awesome. Jason, I think we've addressed the time. We've addressed the money situation. Can you tell me about the guarantee again? How is it that you guys can guarantee that I will profit?
Well, it's very simple. In so many things in life, doing what you need to do doesn't necessarily get you the result, right? There's people that exercise all day long and they still are unhealthy. And there's people that no matter how well they try to eat, they don't lose weight, right? And unfortunately, good intentions is not necessarily going to guarantee success. I wish the world was set up that way, but it isn't, right? Bad things happen to good people and good things happen to bad people. And every single business with it carries risk. If somebody tells you a business has no risks, they are so out of this earth, it's not even funny. You risk both money and time in every single business that you take on. Because if you work this business, you got to put effort into it. And if you work this business, you got to put money into it. Plain and simple, right? So even if somebody says, listen, 30 days, if you don't like the course, I'll give you your money back. You can recoup on your investment in ASM up to 30 days. That's part of their policy. So there is no risk of being out money by investing with ASM, right? But you don't get your time back. Any time and effort you put in, you don't get back. They don't pay you back for that on top of the course investment, right? And if you bought product during that time, you paid money for that product. And if you designed labels and logos during that time, you paid money for that, right? And so the reality here is we know that no matter how cautious you could be, you might get hit by a car when you cross the street, right? Even though most people don't get struck by lightning, somebody gets struck by lightning every once in a while, right? And we know that for most people, if they just do what they're supposed to do, they will be successful. So the way that we put the carrot on the end of the stick to move you forward into success, to give you an additional reason to keep moving forward, to encourage your success to show up sooner rather than later, right, is to give you that incentive. You do what you're supposed to do, and you'll probably meet with success. That's the standard course. You just do what you're supposed to do, you'll be successful. The only way you're not successful is if you don't do it. And that will cheat more people out of this than anything, is just not doing it, signing up and then neglecting it, right? And so the reward guarantee will counteract that neglect because it will reward you for doing what you're supposed to do anyway. Now, when you do that, you probably will not need the guarantee at the end of 90 days because you'll have made far more than $10,000. Of that, I am fully confident, okay? This is just a math equation to Will and I. We say how many people, if they do what they're supposed to do, will be successful. And I'm not going to tell you 100% of people. Just like there are some people out there that get hit by lightning. It happens, right? But we say, well, we know this many people will be. So what about the people, the unluckiest people in the world, the people that just, their heart's in it and they do what they're supposed to do, but for whatever reason, they're not successful in the next 90 days, right? Are those people screwed? In every other situation, with every single thing else we have, we've never been able to minimize that down to zero, where we could eliminate risk for every single person that goes through this. In this case, we can't. Because we say, listen, it is so highly unlikely that if they do what they're supposed to do, that they'll make less than $10,000 in the next 90 days, right? That if they don't, we'll just pay them that. Because we know the number of people we can get to sign up versus the number that we'll have to pay for the guarantee. Not only is that fiscally still worthwhile for us to perform as a company, but we know this is such a great incentive to get people that otherwise we might not get. To not be able to change their lives because we didn't remove this final hurdle for them. So they're stuck in poverty or middle class for the rest of their life, right? And this reward guarantee changes that. Now, by the way, I fully expect to have to cut $10,000 checks. Not a lot of them, but I know we will because, hey, 9 times out of 10, I'm fully confident you do what we do and you teach and you follow what we teach, you're going to be successful within 90 days. By the way, I'm 10 out of 10. I'm certain if you do that for a full year, you'll be successful. But I know you. You don't want to wait a year, even though a year is nothing in the grand scheme of things, right? I know it to be true. So this guarantee is to help anybody who struggles momentarily when they're starting for whatever reason to know that they always have the golden parachute backing them. And the rest of you work for it knowing that you have this backup in place just in case. So that opens you up to move forward unencumbered and be successful sooner, as soon as possible. That's the guarantee here. And we've been doing this longer than anybody has, and we sold more people into ASM by a long shot than anybody else has. We have more data than anybody else has. So we can mathematically calculate and know for a fact the probability of your success and back it against, hedge it against having to cut you a $10,000 check in 90 days, which, by the way, still allows you to run your Amazon business. I ain't buying your Amazon business from you, right? I'll give you your money back for ASM so you have that free and clear. That's one expense I'll take care of for you. And then I'll give you $10K out of my own pocket on top of that. You'll get $13,500 or whatever you paid for ASM to get started with this, right? The $10,000 plus the tuition to get started with ASM. And then you do whatever you want. You can continue your Amazon business. We've had people do that and still build $1 million Amazon businesses. But that's the spirit and the intent of the guarantee, because I want to be able to tell you that when you say, Jason, I can't afford it, which is a lie, I want to be able to tell you it's a lie. And then I want to show you that if you figure out a way to put the money down, however you come up with it, if you do the needful and do what you're supposed to do in 90 days, you're going to get at least $10,000. And hopefully that makes sense to you. And hopefully that shows you. And to me, it's less about the guarantee specifics, and it's more about the intent behind it. I hope that shows you my intent. I'm willing to put my neck on the line. Listen, I'm asking you to put your neck out there too, to get out of your own comfort zone, to do something that's out of the normal, that's a little challenging, right? And I'm not just asking you to do it while I sit in here in my ivory tower. I'm doing it alongside you. I'm putting myself out there. You give me 1 step, I give you 10 steps.
Jason, I don't know anybody who wouldn't invest on a deal like that. You put in some money today, and 90 days, you're guaranteed to at least get that whole money back plus get $10,000 on top of it. I mean, the only question should be like, how many times can I make that investment? Not should I make that investment, how many times can I make it, right?
Well, and that's why I say in my presentation, it all comes down to belief. You either don't believe me, you think there's some sort of trick or some sort of gimmick, or you think I'm just trying to get your money, right? Now, we've been doing this for about 4 years now. Actually, it has been 4 years, 4 years and 1 month, right? And in that time, you can look at it. You can look at a reputation out there. It is absolutely the real deal, right? Or the belief is in yourself. You don't believe that you're going to be able to follow the training, which is hogwash. Because if you don't believe that, you're screwed. You are so screwed in this world when it comes to financial success that is heartbreaking. Because you're going to have to follow somebody's training at some point. And I know it's not going to be as good as this training. And you're going to have to utilize and understand and learn and deploy resources sometime in the future to make your wealth. It's not just sitting there going to show up in your life. You got to do some things to get it, right? So that is a prerequisite for wealth, that you're going to have to use the resources to transmute your energy into wealth. That is not optional. That is a requirement. So if you're not willing to, if you don't believe you can do it for this, you can't do it for anything. And I'm sorry to say that to you and break that to you, but that's just how it is. That's just the way things are, right? So I'm telling you, believe in yourself enough to give this a go. You don't have to 100% believe in yourself. I don't even 100% believe in myself. And I'm pretty confident in my abilities. I've worked on it, but I'm pretty confident. But I always have self-doubt. It's not that we get rid of self-doubt. It's that we do it anyway and have just enough belief, a kernel, a seed of belief. And when you have us in your corner on top of that backing you, and you have ASM in your corner on top of that backing you, and you have our community backing you, and we brought in all the best players because nobody has the clout. Let's be very clear, and then I'm going to wrap up here because I got to take a little break before I get back into helping more people get started with this, right? Is nobody has more clout in this marketplace than Rapid Crush. I can get more people who are big, serious Amazon sellers on the phone than anybody. We have stronger relationships with the top sellers on Amazon than anybody else out there. Most of them I helped start in this business. And so when I call in favors for them, and I'm shameless about that, by the way, they do them. When I ask for something, they give it to me, right? I'm like the godfather in this respect. One day I will call upon a favor for you, right? Now, all my favors are usually in your benefit. There's times where I definitely play for my own benefit. Don't get me wrong, I'm only human, right? But when I say, listen, let's get managed by stats and let's get an exclusive for life, not for 6 months, I can only do that because of my relationship with Philip, right? When we get the guys to say, listen, figure out and spend the next 2 years of your life cracking the code on Amazon pay-per-click like you did with Google. Not only can I get those guys to do that, which is Sponsored Ads Mastery, I can get them to give that to you for free because of the impact that we've had on their life, right? When I get these new apps in place like Review Trender and Single-Use Coupon Generator, and I give them to you for free when other people are paying hundreds of dollars per month for them and happy to do so, I can only do that because I've helped the developers at some point in their life do something that nobody else can help them to do. And I mean, I got a long list of people that I've done that with, and that's why you see a bonus package like you'll never see anywhere else. That's what we do for you, but you got to do something for me. You got to believe in yourself enough for me, and you got to do whatever you have to do to get that money in place to make it go out of this right now. And for every step forward you take, we'll take 10 on your behalf. Take 2 steps forward, we'll take 20. You take 10 steps forward, we'll take 100 steps for you. All right? We'll take that desire you have for that wealth, that's your fire, and we'll pour the gasoline on it. And we'll create something glorious together. Go to the URL on your screen right now so we can get started ASAP. Will, I've said what I need to say. Anything else, my friend?
No, Jason. Just if anybody has any questions that went unanswered or need any assistance signing up, just contact us at support@rapidcrush.com. We're going to be there to assist you, to help you, to answer those questions. And again, consider this very seriously. It has a significant impact on your financial future, unlike anything else we have ever seen. I've been doing business online, like I said earlier, for 23 years now, and this is by far the most incredible opportunity I have ever seen, which is why I've pushed my own family members and friends to do this, and they are changing their financial futures. So thank you very much, Jason. Incredible presentation. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And with that, we will sign off for now.